This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA
Mixed martial a-holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, Jon Jones has been cleared by Usada. Will he fight at UFC 230? The press conference is tomorrow for 229. Will it be available to the public? Colby Covington has dirt on Tyron Woodley. And we got some MMA news with the MMA.
Wonderful.
That was a nice
I
long one.
almost did it again.
Yeah?
I didn't have my mic on.
Well, tough shit. Well, this is a big night, Jesse. Huge night. I can't even believe this. Wednesday nights are always so much fun when we do the Wednesday show, TGIW. It's episode number 35, season number 2. Mm-hmm. And I get up for nights like this. I get pumped for nights like this because not only do we have one of the biggest press conferences, well, not only of the year, of the century, Conor McGregor versus Khabib tomorrow, but like the mystical one said, Jon Jones will be cleared. Jon Jones will fight for UFC 230, and that is correct. He's ready to rock, Jesse. He is ready to go. Jon Jones has just been cleared, and literally minutes before we went live, got cleared by Usada. Shocker, Jesse. Absolute shocker over here. I made some mystical predictions saying that Jon Jones will be the fight on top of that UFC 230 card, and it is going to happen. Well, let's talk about it, Jess. What are your immediate thoughts on this whole situation with Jon Bones Jones?
Anxiety. Pure anxiety. Absolutely 100% anxiety. Here's the thing. First of all, it's not a shocker. I don't know why anyone would be surprised that this actually happened. We all expected it. We all knew it was going to happen.
Well, not everyone.
No, everyone.
A lot of people said no.
Everyone knew it was going to happen.
Well, no.
People
we
who
did
said
a show
no,
on it.
People who said no just didn't want it to happen. But in the back of their heads, they were thinking, it's probably going to happen.
Give credit where credit's due. The mystical one is right once again. Just bow to the mystics.
All right, credit where credit's due.
That's right.
On that same token, as much as I expected it, I can't be thrilled. You already know how I feel about the whole situation, so of course I'm not thrilled about it. Mm-hmm. But it is what it is. You know, you just gotta roll with it.
Hold on a second. I am not the biggest Jon Jones fan. In fact, I don't like Jon Jones.
Yeah.
I've always rooted against Jon Jones. Mm-hmm. Now, I like his friends.
Sure.
You know, some people have been on the show that are friends of Jon Jones. I like those guys. I'm just not a big fan of Jon Jones. And Jon Jones blew me off, for God's sakes. He came on.
He did.
And God, you know,
he
all I
walked
said was,
right off camera.
I was just a DC fan, for God's sakes. And he walked away. He's like, oh, bye-bye. Flips me the bird and takes off. Yeah. Now, that's not why I don't like Jon Jones. The reason why I'm not a huge fan of Jon Jones is because he constantly gets popped for steroids.
Exactly.
But here's the deal. You got to be excited. I mean, UFC 230 is a banging card as is, but needs some chutzpah up top, right? And they're going to put 3 belts.
I will give you, and yes, Kevin Costa, I did go 4 for 4 on Saturday.
We got a G-Man super chat.
Hit me in the nuts with a blowtorch, tire iron PLC.
All right. Thank you, G-Man. Appreciate that.
I will give you this.
Yes.
Okay? It would make for a fantastic card to have Jon Jones on UFC 230. 100%. It would get the buys. It would get the audience. It would get asses in the seats. 100%. I am not thrilled with the fact that a 2-time offensive fighter has given yet again another chance.
Boo-hoo. It's all about ratings, Jesse. It's all about ratings.
I give it to you. It is 100% about ratings, but that doesn't mean you have to be happy with it. I'm not happy. I'm sure there's hundreds of other people who are not happy with it, but they accept it. I accept it, but I'm not happy with it.
Okay. So now what about this? You got to say you're excited about rooting against him, right?
I'm thrilled about rooting against him. That's why I say I accept it. I do accept it. I think it would make for a good card, and it is something that I would watch.
Good card. It's going to be a great card. We got to go over the UFC 230 has the Nate Diaz-Poirier fight on it. We're going to look at the card. We're going to in-depth pick it apart. But we need to discuss Bones coming back, because now it's a question on who's he going to fight and when is he going to fight.
Yeah.
He's going to fight at UFC 230. There's a reason why that card is just hanging. We also said that the news would break tomorrow at UFC 229 press conference.
Yes.
And surprise, surprise, motherfuckers, tomorrow's the press conference and the news drops tonight. So you know that tomorrow there is going to be a lot of questions in that direction as well. So will it be announced, Jesse? Do you think tomorrow at the press conference, on top of the McGregor Khabib stuff, do you think they're going to drop the bomb about who's going to be headlining UFC 230? Or do you think they're going to hold the news and wait?
When is 230 again? Is it November?
October.
It's close.
Hold on, Vlad coming in with a donation.
And you're going to need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
Dana De La Hoya White made it happen. The GOAT is back.
The GOAT is back.
Going to hand DC a third L at heavyweight and beat up Augustov's son.
There you go. Now, okay. And if you want to make the MMA horror talk, well, link in the description, the super chat. Interrupt the show at any fucking time. Tonight's the night to do it. We're on Podbean and on iTunes as well.
Yes.
So make sure you get your fucking words heard, because this is a big night, not only for the MMA holes, but for the MMA fans, everyone in MMA. This is a huge night. WMMA scene.
Jones, Trinidad informant. Nobody likes a snitch.
Well, I want to say, just answer your question before this, just so I can get it out. It's possible. The press conference tomorrow, I was thinking about it. It's actually incredibly possible that it is announced tomorrow because it's close enough. If you think about it, it's next month, UFC 230, next month. So this is about the time that they would start doing a promotion for the next fight, for the next pay-per-view. So yeah, maybe. I can't say that it's not going to happen. All
right, so here's a prediction by Mystical again, right? I did say that tomorrow we're going to find out who's going to headline UFC 230. But now that the news kind of dropped tonight, I think they're going to acknowledge that Jon Jones is back. I don't think they're going to solidify Jon Jones on the 230 card tomorrow.
Would you put money on them making some sort of promotion for Jon Jones tomorrow? Like a video promotion, like they have in the past?
They might do something that he's back, right? I don't know that they solidified the fight yet. Now, here's the next question. Let us know in the chat what you guys think. But his opponent, it's got to be Gustafsson. It's got to be the rematch. That's the only thing I see right now, because let me explain why. Okay. DC3, well, I don't know. It's too much of a quick turnaround. I know it's going to be a big payday for Daniel Cormier.
I don't think it's going to be Cormier.
Hold that thought. OJ Simpson jumping in.
Congrats, John. You got away with murder, my Nick Gurr.
Yeah, that's true. OJ, he did. He got away. I don't know how he does it. He dodges the bullets and keeps coming back. But now, and thank you for the donation, OJ. The Gustafsson one makes sense because, I don't think they're going to make it a title fight or anything like that. I don't think they're going to make it an interim fight. I think it's going to be like when Jones came back against OSP, right? I think he came back in OSP. It was kind of not a fluff fight, but it was like OSP filled in, and I think they're going to throw him a fight, and then boom, they're going to throw him out a title. I think that's what's going to happen here.
Really?
Yeah. Or they could dangle the interim title. They could dangle that if DC says no, he doesn't want to come back
which he will.
yet, which is very possible. Light heavyweight, they might dangle the interim title. They might just do DC Jones at heavyweight. But we know for sure that UFC 230, Jon Jones is going to be on that card, right? I think we could all say that.
100%.
The question is, who's he fighting?
98%.
I say Alex Gustafsson. It was a fantastic fight the first time around. He got mysteriously pulled off that card that he was supposed to fight on, right? And now we have Jon Jones back. It's Gustafsson. I've heard Cain Velasquez. I've heard DC.
You really think Cain Velasquez is going to be an option for Jon Jones?
If Cain Velasquez at heavyweight versus Jon Jones was thrown in my direction, I would gobble it up.
Would you?
I would love it. I would absolutely love it. It's a great story because Cain Velasquez being DC's best friend, now at heavyweight, he has a chance to beat up Jon Jones for his butt boy. Yeah, 100% I would eat that fight up. 100%. Brock Lesnar. Well, Brock Lesnar's going to the WWE. So
no, Lesnar's going to the WWE, but he said he's keeping his options open for the UFC because in January 6th, he's supposed to come back.
But 230 is not there.
If Lesnar does arrive, it won't be with Jones. It'll probably be with DC.
Take Brock Lesnar, throw him out the window because it's not happening in 2018. So we can take him completely out. Let's see what the chat says.
Yeah.
Let's see what the chat says right now before we get the chat going. 20 likes. Let's go. Party time, motherfuckers. 2 hours. I've got fucking. We got 105 people on the greatest MMA show in the whole entire world, the MMA Holes.
Yeah.
If you're not subbed to the circus, well, you can lick my fucking balls. All right, Jess, what's going on in that chat?
Kevin Costa says, no, that is DC's fight. Kane wouldn't do it. Pulse Reloaded says, Kebertzilla? Steve Johnson, who wants to get raped? Stalio 2, I'm a better matchmaker than anybody in the chat.
Hold on. 20 likes. 40! Bruce Buffer, fuck! Yeah. I've got fucking 20 likes. Let's make Bruce Buffer blow his load 1,000,000 times tonight. Keep on liking. What else we got?
Tominator says Jimi Manuwa is in the building. Isaiah Moore listening to Johnny Mathis right now. So horny. Stalio 2, I guess my ass is willing to get raped. Coco Butt says 107 people. Paul he says Brock is boring anyways. I hope he stays at the WWE. Two Joint says Canada loves the MMA Holes. Michael Chapman, Jon Jones versus a line of coke. Post Reloaded, some on your face. Sean Hart says to Clocks, I agree. Steve Johnson smiling in the chat. Xbox Killer Deontay says Jon Jones would tear up Kane's face. Vlad says Kane's spine is too fucked up to fight again. I doubt he's coming back. Steven Iron says, hey guys, I'm here. NH, the MMA Holes is the greatest, best, most awesome show on YouTube.
Wonderful, wonderful.
NH, you are wonderful, wonderful, along with everyone watching right now. And if you live under a rock, well, let's lift up the rock and give you the news. Jon Jones is back, cleared, and it looks like he will be fighting.
Do you have a vomit soundbite?
You can make your own right now. Go for it.
I did.
Okay. All right. So let's ask this. Now, Chat room, are you excited that Jon Jones is back? Yes? Or no? Give me your reasons now. What I'm going to do is this. Now, Conor McGregor, Khabib, tomorrow night. Tomorrow at 5 over here. Times Square is going to be showing it. It's not open to the public, right? It's open to just the media.
Not open to the public.
All right, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit. We're going to dabble into more MMA news because Colby Covington has dirt on Tyron Woodley and blah, blah, blah. We have other shit. But tonight, the meat and potatoes are these two things. The press conference tomorrow and Jon Bones Jones back, reinstated, ready to rock. Usada gets paid off. Something weird happened.
Am I the only one who's still trying to wrap my mind around the fact that Jon Jones is back?
Let's see. What is the chat pumped? Yes or no?
I only care about myself, says Steve Johnston. Bra says, fuck yes, Stephen Crumley. Jones is back. Split down the middle on JJ, says Sean Hart. Drug Savage says, I guess. At least it's good for the light heavyweight division. Paul Fahey says, can't wait to see old Bonesy. Stephen Crumley says, just now tuned in to the show. Yeah. Clock says, missed it, Clocks. My apologies. Stephen Iron says, Connor number 2, Jon Jones. Oh, 1 Connor, number 2, Jon Jones. Jeremiah White says, no, because he deserved to be suspended. This is bullshit. Isaiah Moore says, Tyron had a disagreement with his pastor. Drunk Savage says, interim title incoming. Richie Fook says, Fook John Junebug Jones. Kevin Costa says, hashtag me too. Zarky Poo says, you're lying to yourself if you aren't excited. He doesn't belong in the octagon yet, though. Okay. Almond Bro 74 says, glad he's back, still a douche. Steve Johnson says, I really don't care about myself either. In fact, I hope we all die.
Whoa, that's a horrible thing right there. It's terrible. All right, so $1.15 right now, watching the MMA Holes, people all around the world.
Yeah.
We have a super chat over here. It's Marlene. She's back. Marlene Lane, what up? With the 3 spot. Thank you very much, Marlene. I hope you're, and God, I can only imagine. I know Marlene hates Jon Jones, right? So Marlene, here's the deal.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people watching right now. We have a lot of news to talk about. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take 3 phone calls. I went like this. I'm like, 3 phone calls. Mm-hmm. Who are the 3 calls that are going to get in? I want to know what you think. I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind. 516-522-0267. Let me know. Do you love Jon? Do you hate Jon? We're opening up the phone lines early, and then we're going to get into the news. You pumped up?
Every time he ends my song.
That's right. All right, here we go. Get the phone lines open. 516-522-0267. Be heard on the MMA Holes. If you're new to this, we're live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we'll be live fight reacting this Saturday, UFC Brazil. And within a couple of weeks,
UFC Sao Paulo.
Yeah, no one's talking about UFC Sao Paulo.
Nobody.
You are live with the MMA Holes, 828, I think. What's going on? What's your name? What's on your mind?
What's up? Van Shipman. How you doing?
Van Shipman.
What up, Van?
What's up, JBH?
What up?
The Sky.
How's it going?
What's up with you, Van Shipman?
Well, Jon Jones being back, I'm not surprised. I don't give a shit, but I'm not surprised. I mean, he makes a lot of money, and that's what the UFC is all about. And it's going to happen, so, you know, might as well accept it. It'll be good if he fights, probably, I'd rather see him fight Gustafsson, and I don't really care too much about DC right now in terms of them two fighting. So that's my feelings on the matter.
Thank you, Van. All right, 516-522-0267.
Why are you so rude? You said for them to call in and tell them what they think.
Get on the lines right now. God damn it. Wake the fuck up. Jon Jones is back. Jon Jones is back, motherfuckers. Let's get on the lines. 2 more calls. We're going to go into the news, and we're going to take some more calls at the end of the show as well. TGIW to all the fooks, the crazy folks, the MMA holes over there. What's going on in the chat room, Jesse?
Coco Butt says, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Fritz Mott says, rest in peace, Brian Callen. Steve Johnson says, Americans are all cheaters. I'm proud to be a cheater American. Mike MacV says, Mike is jelly. Sean Hart, drop knowledge, Van Shipman. Stephen Iron says, tell him to get back to fucking his goat. Brian Young says, Jones is a fag. I gotta poop. Isaiah Moore, Jones is what you find under your toilet's wax ring. Drunk Savage says, drink a TygerLyfe Moss. Steve Johnson, playing by the rules is for suckers and poor people. Boyne Flynn says Jon Jones versus Gustafsson 2. Make it happen.
Call the show, 516-522-0267. Another question in the chat room. Okay? Who is he fighting? I want to know right now. Who is he fighting? I see you just Jones Gustafsson, but give me some thoughts. Give me something. I wanted something special over here. Jesse, gun to the head.
Yeah.
Who is Jon Jones fighting?
Gustafsson.
It is Gustafsson.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not going to be DC. We already know that. It's not going to be Lesnar because he can't even be back in the UFC till January. Gustafsson is a fight that makes sense. It's a fight that can happen within the month. It's going to be Gustafsson. If Jones is on UFC 230 main event, which is a 98% possibility, I have a very strong feeling it's Gustafsson.
All right. 20 likes. What? What was that? Was that a tease?
20 likes, 20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
Jones versus 20 likes. Phone lines are open, 516-522-0267. Let us know what you think about Johnny Bones Jones returning to the UFC. Chat.
Stephen Iron says, wasn't it something about the November card? SK eating one fine ass here. Mexico Rule says Jones versus Miocic for the interim heavyweight. Coco Butt says Jones versus 20 likes. Kevin Costa, question is, will it be for the interim belt?
That's the big question. Yeah, that is the huge question. Now, let me ask you, Jesse, what do you think? Is it for my initial thoughts before all this was released was, yes, they're going to fight for some interim strap over here. But now I'm thinking about, you don't really need that because it could be 2 other title fights on the card as well.
I think... This is a good question.
Hold on.
We were talking about it earlier.
All right, Jesse, we'll give you some thinking music.
I can't. That distracts me. We were talking about it earlier, and an interim belt would make sense. I don't think it will be for an interim belt.
No.
I do not think it will be for an interim belt. I think this will be a very decent fight that they're going to throw on the card. But I think that belt, that title that he's going to get is going to come from DC, no doubt.
Greg Oden Blaze says Stipe, Stiopich, the piece of shit. What about that? No one's saying Stipe? What about that? Oh, we lost the call there. 516-522-0267. 0267. Stipe, where's the Stipe?
Interim.
Like that. All right. What is that? I can't fucking see it. Was that 518? I think.
Yeah.
518. You're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what is on your minds?
Oh shit. Yo, what's up? Listen, Jon Jones versus Cain Velasquez, Conor McGregor, fucking Colby Covington, fucking just everybody. Fuck it. Just fuck it.
All right, thanks for the call.
Conor McGregor. Did he just say Conor McGregor
I don't know.
Colby Covington?
Yeah, he wants it all. He wants it all that night.
This is what let me just reiterate for those of you guys who didn't hear it or who are just tuning in. He said Jon Jones, Cain Velasquez, Conor McGregor, Colby Covington.
Yes.
Let that sink in. I'll just leave that there.
I love it.
Just let it sink in.
That's a fantastic idea, right? You think Conor McGregor knocks out Khabib and then comes back
and then goes for Colby Covington.
It's like, I want to fight Colby. Yeah, Stipe Miocic is one that not many people are talking about. Why not Stipe Miocic? Let's take one more call. I'm going to start the news up. We will open up the phone lines at the end of the show as well. TGIW. Tough is on right now. What is it? Tough? I don't know. Tough number. Kelvin Gastelum versus...
Tough number?
versus, what's his name?
I don't know which one we're on. I just like watching it muted.
Yeah.
That's the best part. Is just watching. You just try to assume what's going on.
What about Rumble Johnson? Why is no one saying that? I see Rumble Johnson's name in the chat.
Smith, Rumble, Cain, all great options.
Rumble Johnson faced off with him, and there's no way he's going to be a light heavyweight. Now he's a monster.
He's buff.
He's got muscles on top of muscles. Jon Jones versus Rumble Johnson. Would you in the chat want to see that? Jon Jones Rumble. I would like to see that. That fight was supposed to happen already. So I would like to see that.
So you're saying for 230, Jon Jones Rumble.
Jon Jones Rumble Johnson is something that's flying under the radar. And why is Stipe not in the mix? I like the Stipe one as well. G-Man.
Would someone bash my second with a socket wrench?
It's a good question. Jesse, would you?
Sure.
Thank you, G-Man, for the donation. Appreciate it. Donation's going to go wild tonight because it is big news. Big news. Jon Jones has been... he's back. He's back. UFC 230 looks like the target where they want to drop him on. The press conference is tomorrow for McGregor versus Khabib. And you know what, Jesse? People are afraid to call in tonight. They're scared. They're saying, don't be scared, homie. One more call.
Don't be scared, homie.
One more fucking call. Call me. I'm fucking lonely.
Bum, bum.
Yeah, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What is on your mind?
Yes. I forgot what I said.
Okay, take your time. We have all night.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Jesse, it's... I tell you, it's a weird night tonight, Jesse.
Oh, well, it's a great night. We've got some lovely news and lovely calls. Jon Jones is back.
So much to talk about tonight.
So much.
Well, you know...
Doesn't that put you in such a good mood?
I love you.
I love you, too.
Who? What?
I don't know. Did you hear that?
That was a little weird. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the time of the show for the news.
Someone's already singing in the chat.
Jesse, read us the news. Oh, Jesse, I want the MMA news. Wake up. Finish work.
Good question, Drunk Savage.
Whatever you do, it's gonna be okay. JBH has you covered with the...
All right, what's in the news?
No!
But still going, though, Jesse. What? Oh, sorry. What's in the news, Jesse?
Okay, so we talked a little bit about Jon Jones. Conor McGregor teases the public admission for UFC 229 press conference.
Yes, sir.
Ever since Conor McGregor's dolly-hurling bus attack during UFC 223 Fight Week in April, fight fans have been clamoring for the moment both he and current lightweight Khabib Nurmagomedov would finally come face-to-face. When the fight between the rivals was finally made official for UFC 229 in October, it seemed inevitable that the two would take part in an explosive face-off, presumably during some sort of media appearance in the weeks leading up to the event. Now less than 1 month from their title fight, Nurmagomedov and McGregor will finally take the stage for their first press conference this Thursday in New York City. Too bad it's closed to the public. Fight fans in New York will instead have tuned in to the press conference at UFC hosted watch party at Times Square. Always one to play by his own rules, McGregor took to Twitter on Tuesday to tease his own guidelines for public admission into the event at Radio City Music Hall. He tweeted his first tweet saying the press conference will be open to the public, and followed that with another tweet saying the ticket for entry is a bottle of proper whiskey, 2 bottles, and you skip the queue to the top. My soldiers will be outside making sure this rule is strictly adhered to. Radio City Hall, UFC 229 press conference. McGregor is, of course, pushing his Proper 12 Irish whiskey brand, which he recently unveiled earlier this week. McGregor also revealed to GQ that he plans on donating up to $1 million per year of the proceeds of the whiskey at $5 per case to first responder organizations and charities. Yes.
Well, I mean, the big question is, when is this whiskey going to hit the New York liquor stores? That's the question. Everyone's looking for this whiskey. Where do we find this shit? Because I want to get drunk off of this.
I say we get it before 229.
Proper 12. Let me know in the chat. Will you be trying this whiskey, Proper 12? Yes? Yes? Or no? I'm a big fan of alcohol. I'm a big fan of scotch and whiskey, or scotch whiskey, or any sort of whiskey. I'm a fan. So I would like to be sipping on some Proper 12. Now, do you think it's going to taste good, Jesse?
Absolutely. Not any. Most whiskeys that we bring into this household taste good.
As soon as they come in. That's right. A potted plant.
You're going to need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
Thanks for feeding me earlier, Mos. Did you eat pineapple today? I love you.
That's the potted plant. He just donated to the show. There it is. The bonsai from Harvey Weinstein. Rest in peace, Harvey. But thank you, Potted Plant, for contributing to the show. What do you think about that, Jesse?
Oh, it was very generous of you, Potted Plant.
Yeah. All right, let's see what the chat room says about Conor McGregor's Proper 12.
Olympia Life says, love burden. Alcohol is an abusive chemical, says Steve Johnson. Jason Block says, how much is it? That is to be announced. We have no idea. Second Sight says, I got a bottle online. Gay Agent says, I love being abused. Stephen Iron says, I like heroin and cocaine. Greg Odom Blaze, alcohol is for degenerates. Staleo2 says, I like a pinch of jizz in my whiskey. Coco Bet says, I get wet every time I shower. Vigo Stockholm says, sex, pizza, MMA. Stephen Iron says, drinking is for pussies. Steve Johnson's laughing in the chat. Michael Chapman says, I'd like to be sipping on Jesse's Proper 12-year-old tits. Drunk Savage says, Steve Johnson, I love being abused. Steve Johnson says, heroin is for real men. Shan Wood says, I heard one shot of Proper 12 knocks you on your ass. Sean Hart says, whiskey probably released prior to the fight won't be a good sales if Conor gets KO'd.
Thank you for contributing in the chat, but it's time to get to more news. We need to speed through the news tonight. 2 hours of show, and we need to open up the phone lines again so we can get your thoughts on Conor McGregor. What? Khabib's press conference and Jon Jones coming back. He's back. All right. What else we got?
Jimi Manuwa issues a statement on his injury, UFC Sao Paulo withdrawal.
That was your microphone. Don't worry. Just don't touch the wire. It's cool.
All right. Jimi Manuwa is as disappointed as anyone that he won't be headlining in Brazil this weekend. The 38-year-old light heavy...
Well, I mean, what?
The 38-year-old light heavyweight...
I can't help it.
It's
Every
so
time you
rude.
talk about Jimi Manuwa, the faggot noise happens. It's really weird. Go ahead.
Contender was supposed to be fighting Thiago Santos in the main event of UFC Sao Paulo on Saturday, but an injury forced him to withdraw. He has since been replaced by Eric Anders. Manuwa took to Instagram on Tuesday to address the circumstances of his withdrawal and thank the fans for their support. He said, quote, I'm truly gutted. The day after I landed in Brazil, I went for my last hard training session. During that session of sprints, I tore my hamstring, and after getting it assessed in the hospital, doctors diagnosed it as a severe tear greater than 50%. They told me it will be a minimum of 6 weeks recovery time. I'll be working hard every day to get back so I can continue to put on great fights for everyone to watch. I was 100% ready and looking forward to putting on a great show for the fans in Sao Paulo and around the world. I made a lot of sacrifices and even missed my daughter's 10th birthday. I'm sorry, Havana. I love you. Daddy is on his way home. I want to thank everyone for you. every one of you for the love and support you have sent my way. Without all of you, none of this is possible. I can't wait to come back and put a show on for you all. Lions eat first.
This is courtesy of MMA Fighting over here. Now, what do you guys think of Jimi Manuwa getting pulled off? Do you think he tore his pussy or did he tear something else? I mean, I don't know. I'd be scared too if I was fighting the Thor hammered chested man. Maybe scared. I don't know. It's weird. This fight has a lot of pullouts in it, but we still have a good fight here. No one's talking about this fight card. It's this weekend. And everyone is talking about what's going on here. So, I don't know. Let me know if you give a shit about that. What else we have in the news?
Colby Covington says that he has real dirt on Tyron Woodley that would, quote, ruin his life.
Whoa, man. Jesse, dirt on Tyron Woodley. Oh, my Jesus Christ and Mary in Jerusalem.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Now that Tyron Woodley has settled his business with Darren Till, submitting Till in the second round at UFC 228, it would appear that the next in line challenge for his welterweight title is former interim champion Colby Covington. Covington worked his way to an interim title shot on the back of some key wins and an outspoken confrontational personality, and with a legitimate welterweight title shot in his sights.
Can you hold that for 1 second? I apologize, but there's a great comment in the chat.
Yeah.
A Big Pump says, I'd rather watch man-on-man anal than watch this card. You, my friend, are wonderful, wonderful.
That was really gay, what you did there.
All right, go.
All right.
It's fantastic. That was a fantastic comment.
It appears Covington has no intention of deviating off script. Speaking with BJ Penn recently, Covington argued for why he makes sense as the next challenger for Woodley.
Oh, holy shit. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow. To come take them belts off me.
Fuck that potted plant. It's the goddamn devil. And who gives a shit about Jimmy?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Gwyneth. Appreciate it.
Covington argued for why he makes sense as the next challenger for Woodley and why the UFC needs to get behind this fight. He said, quote, I think there's more than enough material to promote. They can do the red side versus blue side promotion aspect. There's so many different angles to run with it. 2 former American top team teammates, 2 guys that are managed by Dan Lambert. There's just so many ways to go with it. There's really not much I need to say. It's been built. The hooks are in. The world needs to know the way the event needs to be marketed. He's a soft-ass little liberal snowflake. I'm a fucking badass motherfucking Republican. He's like Hillary Clinton in a way. He's crooked. That's why we call him Two-Faced Tyrone. You can't trust anything he says. I'm more like Trump. I'm grabbing all of these pussies and I'm putting them in their place. Covington rose to prominence through his brash personality and after winning an interim title against RDA at UFC 225 was on a collision course with Woodley, but when Chaos was unwilling to make a quick turnaround to fight at UFC 228, Till was slotted in instead. Now Covington is back in the title picture, and he and Woodley can pick up where they left off with promoting their grudge match. But Covington has a warning for Woodley about trash talk, and it sounds ominous. He said, quote, there's some things, I got some ace of spades in my back pocket. If that dude, if he slips up with anything, I got real dirt on him. I know some real shit, some real storylines that would ruin his career and ruin his life, really. If Covington does drop a career-ending bomb on the MMA world, at least Woodley has his burgeoning rap career and to fall back on. Woodley recently released a single with Wiz Khalifa.
All right, so we are pulling news from all over the interwebs on the MMAholes.com. If you want to read more about this stuff, check out the MMAholes.com. But let me know in the chat, what do you think is the dirt that Colby Covington has on Tyron Woodley? Jesse, if you had to take a guess, what would you think the dirt is?
I couldn't imagine. I mean, Tyron Woodley's... He's doing his own thing. He's probably one of the most annoying fighters out there, but he's respectable. I mean, he proved it when he fought Till. You know, plus he's doing his own rap thing. I guess he's trying to get into movies now. Like, I can't say that I know.
Super chat.
A super chat, G-Man.
Did someone just say grabbing some pussy? Hi.
Jesse, did someone do that?
Yeah, that's what Colby Covington said. He said he was like Trump, grabbing pussy and putting it in its place.
Thank you, G-Man. Appreciate the donation over there. So, yeah, Tyron Woodley.
I would like to point out, though, I think it was Jon Jones who said it. Don't quote me on this. I think it was Jon Jones. I have to fact check it. But it was said that Colby Covington was a profuse liar, that he usually said things to people that weren't true. So I would assume that Colby's just using this as sort of bait to pull Woodley in for more words. I don't think he really has anything on Woodley. I think he's just saying it to try and scare him.
So you think he's just I don't know, he's just going.
I think it's a little
ridiculous
if you ask me.
Let me know in the chat what you guys say. What do you think? What does Colby Covington have on Tyron Woodley?
Now, later says Tyron was eating Amanda Nunes' pussy for years. Skullcracker says PED or something racist or something he sent his sister. Gay Agent says gays are superior to blacks. Brian Werger, probably white mistress. Drunk Savage says Woodley started the flat earth theory. Big Pump says Woodley is going to scratch Joe Rogan voice this dude. Jeremiah Weiss says Colby probably saw T Wood smashing some ass. He shouldn't. Celtic J says Jews need to be burned. Fritz Mod says Woodley secretly likes country music. Shanwood says Colby a liar. No, no, no. Brian Werger says more men are geniuses.
Hey, Jersey.
Yes,
Jersey, it's me, Tyron Woodley's pussy.
Hi, Tyron Woodley's pussy.
Hi. Listen, I got a little secret. I'm going to break some news here on the MMA holes. Colby Covington happens to know about me.
Okay.
Wait, hold on a second. So, Tyron Woodley's pussy, are you saying that the dirt that Colby Covington has is about you?
Yeah, you know, I am a vagina, and I am on Tyron Woodley, and it's really weird. When I was rolling with Colby Covington back at the gym when we used to train together, well, he finger blasted me.
Wait, hold on a second. Tyron Woodley's pussy jumping in on the MMA holes, and breaking news, we just found out that Colby Covington, in fact, finger blasted Tyron Woodley's pussy. Jesse, what is the first thing that goes through your mind?
A dick.
Well, I didn't ask you Tyron Woodley's pussy. Jesse, what goes through your mind?
I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
Me neither, because Colby Covington finger blasted me.
Wonderful, wonderful.
What else do we have in the news, Jesse?
Greg Hardy returns next week at Extreme Fight Night 352 on UFC Fight Pass. Undefeated heavyweight prospect Greg Hardy will return to the cage on September 29th in a UFC Fight Pass streamed bout. The former NFL Pro Bowl selection will face Ray Jones 1-1 on Extreme Fight Night 352 in Tulsa. MMA Fighting confirmed an initial Wednesday report by MMA Junkie. Hardy is 2-0, was signed to a developmental deal by the UFC after defeating Austin Lane in under a minute on the Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series in June, then defeated Tabaris Gordon in 17 seconds on Contender Series in July. Including his 3 amateur bouts, the American Top Team prospect has won all 5 of his MMA fights via first-round knockout. He said, quote, "I'm excited to be back. I've been patiently waiting to get back into the cage. I love this. If I could fight every month, I'd be even happier. I'm really enjoying the process of understanding the game. I've been cleaning some things up so I can finish fights even faster. Tune in and watch me get my hand raised again." Hardy's fight comes on a busy day for UFC Fight Pass.
I'm gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder.
One shot
fucking army.
Jumping in.
Come take them belts off me.
Go out and buy me fucking whiskey, you cunts. Come October 7th. I'll be drinking my whiskey off the ass cracks of all your bitches.
Wow.
Then back to Dublin I go.
One shot Coop jumping in. Looks like they're having some whiskey. What do you think?
Bring some back for us.
Yeah, really. Seriously. Don't be a fucking... Don't rub it in our faces. Now, Hardy is fighting. He's not fighting in the UFC, but this Extreme Fight Night on Fight Pass. Will you be watching this, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Let me know in the chat right now. If you're just jumping in, before we went live, well, Jon Jones is back. He is back. Looks like he's fighting at UFC 230. We're going to open up some phone lines shortly again. And we're going to be talking about Conor McGregor and Khabib, their press conferences tomorrow. Will they be dropping the news about 230? Who will win the Battle of the Microphones tomorrow? That is also being shown in Times Square, which is an interesting little tidbit. What else do we have over here in the news on the MMAholes.com?
Gegard Mousasi believes the UFC is declining due to bad cards. It's been 14 months since Gegard Mousasi made the jump up from the UFC to Bellator or the jump down, I guess you guys like. From UFC to Bellator, and he hasn't looked back. Just 2 fights into his run with his new promotion, Mousasi claimed championship gold, winning the belt with a first-round knockout to Rafael Carvalho at Bellator 200 in May. It was vindication for the 52-fight veteran who left the UFC on a 5-fight win streak last year, in part because of his inability to land a bout with then UFC middleweight champ Michael Bisping. During a media call for Bellator 206 on Wednesday, Mousasi was asked if he was expected other UFC fighters to join him in Bellator, and he took the opportunity to explain how he thought the two companies were headed in opposite directions. He said, quote, Bellator is growing, no doubt about it. I think the last couple of years I was fighting at Bellator 200, I got the opportunity to fight in the main event. Now fight Rory McDonald in a super fight for DAZN. I got to fight for the belt.
G-Man.
JBH, can you put some boots on and punt me in the scrotum?
Okay.
It's a good question. Thank you, G-Man. Appreciate that. I didn't even know G-Man was back. Look at that. He's back into the community. Thank you for your contributions. So Gegard Mousasi, this has been flying under the radar, Jesse. Right before UFC 229, Saturday night, whatever that date is, but it's the weekend before 229. Nothing's going on, but this event will be going on. Mm-hmm. Bellator, what is it? What's the number of this one?
206.
Bellator 206. I guess we have to do a fight, buddies. I guess we have to react to this shit, right? What do you think, Jesse?
I would say so.
I think you do have to react to it. Oh, my mouth is across my face. Here we are. I'm Gegard Mousasi.
Why do you sound like Kermit the Frog?
Because Gegard Mousasi sounds like Kermit the Frog. That's why.
Gegard, what's going on? It's a pleasure. The champion, the Bellator champ, who is fighting Rory McDonald. Big fight coming up.
Yes, I'm going to knock him out. It's going to be fantastic. Piggy. Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Gegard.
How are you?
Well, how are you?
Someday you'll find us. The Rainbow Connection. I'm going to knock out Rory.
Wonderful, wonderful.
What else have we got about this?
Mousasi said, I feel the UFC is declining because they're putting on bad cards. The main events are not that intriguing. We have a lot of big names fighting now in Bellator. You have Quinton Jackson, Vanderlei Silva. This is a super fight on its own. Obviously, Lyoto Machida is now here, Ryan Bader, and you have Matt Mitrione. You have so many big names. I think because of my long career, I'm now where I should be, and I'm taking every chance I get to fight for the big fights.
All right, who wins the fight, Gegard or Rory McDonald, Jesse? Right now, gun to the head. Who wins? Who wins? Tell us right now. Tell me right now. JBH. Who wins? Gegard Mousasi or Rory McDonald?
Mousasi.
Mousasi?
Wonderful, wonderful.
What do you guys say in the chat? Gegard or Rory McDonald?
Stewie says, LOL. Gay Agent says, faggots have the best voices. Pulse Reloaded says, Gegard sounds like Shakira. Gay Agent says, those insecure lips are the best. Coco Butt says, draw. Shanwood says, Rory. G-Man, I got pulse in the main vein. Steve Johnson, Mousasi. Logan, Rory. Drunk Savage says, Gegard wins all day. Brian Rogers says, Bellator sucks. Steven Iron says, oh, JBH, do that girl again. Hot as fuck. Brian Blaze says, Gaytard mustache. Gary Golden Blaze says, don't care. Staleo 2 says, Connor should burn a Quran tomorrow. Miraday 83 says, Vanderlei Silva knocks them both out and takes the belt.
Hold on, can we just talk about that? Tomorrow night, it's evening, I guess, over here. Connor is going to be at a press conference with Khabib, right?
Yes.
Could you imagine if he pulls out the Quran and just lights it on fire?
Why would he do that?
I think it'd be fantastic, right? What do you think? Or what are the things that the Muslims get on top? And Khabib is Muslim, right? If I'm not mistaken. Is he? I think he is, right? He goes like this, so I'm assuming that's Muslim, right? Is he Muslim? I don't know.
No, I don't think he is. That's a good question.
Is he Muslim? I don't know. Let me know in the chat.
Do you want me to fact check for you?
Yeah, if you could look that up. And if he is, maybe they could put the rug on, Connor could put the rug on and pretend he's going to play and pay. Yeah. Fuck me.
Super
Felony. Look at that.
We're here.
Felony's here. The Felony gang jumping in. Felony Charles Bennett. Make sure you go subscribe.
He is a devout Sunni Muslim,
he is
Sunni Muslim.
So Khabib walks out, puts the hands in the air, and he's like, right? And Connor just walks in all quietly. Just hear me out. Connor walks in, right? He does that stupid dopey thing that he does, waves his arms around, and puts the blanket on the floor because Muslims like to lay on blankets when they pray, right?
Yeah.
He'll kneel on the blanket. Then I'll pull
I don't think it's called a blanket, though.
Yeah, it's a blanket.
No,
it's a blankie. It's like in...
No, they have a name for it.
It's a blankie, right? They put the blankie on the floor. They pull out like a matchbook. He pulls out a matchbook and some proper 12. Puts it next to the blankie, right? And then Conor McGregor goes like this. And just fucking lights the blanket on fire.
Okay.
Would that be wrong?
I think we should stop talking about this.
All right. What do you think in the chat? Do you like that idea?
Brian Young says, yes, he is Muslim. Stephen Iron says he is very Muslim. He says, Alham to Allah every time he wins.
Oh, it's a prayer rug.
Coco Butt says Conor will steal Khabib's hat. Tal3 says he is Muslim. Greg Blaze says Chris is the smartest white man I know.
It's true.
Stephen Iron says prayer rug. Super Saloon 1 says if you just played the faggot soundbite over and over for 2 hours, it would be the best show ever.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Stewie says, convert or die infidels. Jeremiah White says, be damn salmon Rushdie, that bitch. Anna H says, LOL. Big Pump says, I love me some racist shit, but geez. Jeremiah White says, in. Miraday says, to be honest, if I were McGregor, I would demand the press conference to be the same time as Muslim praise and say, I bow down to absolutely no one.
Can I make an announcement here, Jesse?
Sure.
There are some new people watching, and here's the deal. You've stumbled on the most dysfunctional MMA show in the whole entire world, right? Everyone knows us. In MMA media, they all know who the MMA holes are. Luke Thomas, Ariel Helwani, Mark Gramondel, Mona Lisa, whatever the hell his name is, that alien guy. Everyone knows who the MMA holes are, right? And now this is the most dysfunctional community on YouTube inside the cell phone over here. Check it out. JBH, Mystic Moss, we are hosts of this flying circus. We do 3 shows a week. And we react to every UFC fight, including Bellator fights and some other fights as well. So if you don't like it, you can lick our balls. But if you do like it, if you have a little bit of a sense of humor and you like to have a little bit of fun, well, this is the place. This is your new home, the MMA hole. So drop a sub or just fucking suck my cock. All right, what else do we have in the news? Jesse.
Santiago Ponzinibbio isn't buying Rafael dos Anjos' excuse not to fight him at UFC Argentina. Santiago Ponzinibbio thought there would be a perfect main event in place for UFC Argentina. This is a card that means everything to the most prominent fighter in the UFC from that country.
Who the fuck is that guy?
The show will take place in Buenos Aires, not far from his hometown of La Plata, and Ponzinnibio will be the headliner. He wanted everything to be as good as it could be.
Super chat.
A super chat. Tim Price.
JJ versus GU15 Son for title, force DC to defend.
JJ versus Gustafsson for title, force DC to defend. So I think this, if Jon Jones fights Gustafsson, do they throw an interim strap? If anything, they're going to throw an interim strap in that direction, or they just have these two fight for the number 1 contender spot, right? But I don't think for the official light heavyweight belt, I don't think that's the case. But thank you for the donation. Let's talk about this guy, Ponzinnibio. We're going to do this real quick. We're going to get back to the big stories over here. If you're just jumping in, Jon Jones is ready to go. USADA clears him. There's a big, huge press conference. We'll be reacting to the press conference tomorrow live on this channel. So if you need a place to chat and hang out and be dysfunctional, this is the place to be. I'll play the audio for it. We'll have a lot of fun. Shout out to our sponsors as well. We have a sponsor team over here. TygerLyfe Energy, ARN Insulation, and Duplex Entertainment. But Jesse, what else we got about this Ponzi guy?
Ponzinnibio will be the headliner from the Buenos Aires card, and he said that he originally wanted RDA. RDA, though, was not interested in traveling all the way to Argentina for that bout. He said he'd fight Ponzinnibio, but somewhere closer to his California home because his wife is pregnant. Ponzinnibio told MMA Fighting that he's not really buying Dos Anjos' reason because he'll be away from home the same amount of time. Argentina is just a longer flight. He said, quote, if you say the fight's in Mexico, okay, I understand. You have a big altitude you need to go 2, maybe 3 weeks before the fight. But in Argentina, you don't have altitude. You don't have a different time zone than your country. In Argentina, you fight Saturday and you're back Sunday. It's the same shit if he fought in Las Vegas or in LA. Ponzinnibio will still headline in his home country against Neil Magny, but he had his heart set on what he thought would be a bigger drawing bout for Buenos Aires. Plus, Dos Anjos is ranking number 3 in the UFC's official welterweight rankings, while Neil Magny is number 8. Ponzinnibio sits at number 10.
I like Ponzinnibio versus Dos Anjos.
I do too, but Dos Anjos not going to take it in this particular bout, in this particular card.
In an unrelated story over here, we were watching Khabib versus Michael Johnson again. Ran that one back. Was it UFC 205, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think it was. Yeah, UFC 205, I think. It was in New York. where Khabib kind of ground and pounded the shit out of Michael Johnson. And it's a fantastic fight to watch because, you know, you got a southpaw, you got a striker, and you see a lot of mistakes that Michael Johnson did. And I'm saying to myself, man, Conor's not going to make these mistakes, which makes this an even more exciting fight because Michael Johnson looked very good on the feet against Khabib when he had the opportunity to strike. And then other than that, he was on his back and mutilated. So it's a fight to watch back. It's interesting. Super chat. Crunked Robot.
I'm late. I was getting crunked on Conor piss tumbler glass.
I tell you what, the more I hear about this Conor whiskey, I want it. I want it more. You know, it's a gimmick, it's a shtick, but straight out of Ireland. And if Conor drinks it, right, how could it be bad, Jesse, right?
Right.
All right, what else we have in the news on the MMAholes.com?
Amanda Nunes' coach says that her cardio will be even better at featherweight.
I don't even, yeah. All right.
Amanda Nunes will compete as a featherweight for the first time since 2011 when she attempts to become the first woman to win belts in multiple weight classes in the UFC. To achieve that, she's had to change a few aspects of her training routine. The UFC bantamweight queen is slated to face 145-pound champ Chris Cyborg at UFC 232 in Las Vegas, Nevada on December 29th, and Everton Bitar Oliveira one of America's top team's strength and conditioning coaches says Nunes' physical preparation will be, quote, completely different this time around compared to her 10 previous UFC bouts. Nunes currently weighs 165 pounds less than 4 months ahead of the super fight, heavier than she usually walks around before a training camp for a bantamweight fight. But Team Nunes' goal is not to get her as big as possible for the clash with Cyborg. Nunes has to make weight at 145 pounds a day before the event this time, whereas she usually weighs around 150 pounds on fight night for a bantamweight. Quote, it's not our idea to have her move up all the way to 170, for example, but to gain strength and power to handle the fight rhythm at featherweight. Oliveira told MMA Fighting how much she weighs is not primarily the factor, but how her body is, the more muscle mass and less body fat percentage. Nunes has yet to kick off her training camp for UFC 232 since she had to heal from a foot injury she sustained at UFC 224. Oliveira said, so agreeing to a fight in September or October, like Cyborg suggested, was impossible.
We're going to be talking more about Jon Jones returning to the UFC, Conor McGregor versus Khabib press conference in a bit. This is a 2-hour show tonight, so hang in there. Hang with the boys, the MMA Holes.
Hang with the boys!
But the question is, does Amanda Nunes have a shot against Chris Cyborg? Do you think that she can beat Chris Cyborg? What do you think, Jesse? Do you think who do you got in this one? No,
absolutely not. Cyborg is going to pummel her to the ground like you would not. Actually, I don't know if she's going to pummel her to the ground, but she's certainly going to take the advantage in this fight. 100%. She's
going to take the advantage. So she's going to win. Do you say? So wait, is she going to knock her out?
I'd say by knockout. Sure.
All right.
By finish.
I agree. I think Amanda Nunes is a very smart fighter. She's powerful, and she's had some real strong battles in the past. You know, the Shevchenko fights are very impressive if you think about it. You know,
and that's not to say Nunes isn't an impressive fighter. She is, but not as impressive as Cyborg.
Yeah, now she's fighting a man,
and
right?
she's going to a completely different weight class.
Yeah,
this is not going to help her.
Well, she fought at 145 before. You know, she has fought at 145
she's going for a title.
Before.
Her mind's going to be completely cluttered with what she's shooting for. I just think Cyborg's definitely going to take the advantage on this one.
Yeah, and being that's her first time fighting a guy, I'm gonna go with Cyborg. What do you got in the chat? What do you say?
Kevin Costa says, maybe in a math test, NH, I'm always hanging with my boys.
Hanging with the boys!
Doug McGuire says, think we will see a Jon Jones fight this year. Skullcrackers 187 says Cyborg by decision. Sean Hart says TKO on the ground. Big Pump says Cyborg looks scrumptious tonight. Now and Later says Nunes hits hard. Don't sleep. She got much better. Drunk Cyber says Cyborg will cock slap her. Whoa. Sean Hart says elbows in that. Steve Johnson says Amanda has a chance. Coco Butt says Conor win by decision. Kevin Costa says Darren Till would lose to Cyborg.
Darren Till would lose to Cyborg. Oh my God. What weight class would be the question, right? All right, what else do we have in the news? Oh, I see the beauty over here that's been on the MMA Holes before. What is going on with Justine Kish?
UFC flyweight Justine Kish to undergo surgery for her 4th major knee injury. An all-too-familiar foe has kept the UFC flyweight Justine Kish out of action for most of 2018. Kish, who is 30 years old, announced Tuesday on social media that she is scheduled to undergo surgery this Friday in Los Angeles to correct a right knee injury she suffered in her controversial split decision loss to Ji-Yeon Kim back at UFC on Fox 27 in January. Kish said that her knee will require another rebuild as a result of the injury.
Super chat.
Daniel Murphy jumping in with the super chat.
$25 per bottle. I got 2.
Oh, shit. So $25 for the McGregor's whiskey, it looks like. You got 2. So I guess you could get it online. We should probably order some for, well, let's definitely order some for $229 just so we can have a gimmick and get completely crunked up, right? Our guests can have it on the casting couch and we can sip away.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we'll do. All right. 22. You know what we should do?
What?
All right. I have some ideas for UFC 229 Fight Week. I want to go down in Manhattan while they're doing the open workouts or while they're doing the weigh-ins. We need to go there. We need to attack UFC 229. Maybe we'll bring an open bottle of whiskey and get arrested. What do you say?
I say we can talk about that after the show.
What do you say in the chat? Let us know. Thank you for the donation, Daniel Murphy. Owen Wilson. I see someone says Owen Wilson in the chat.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, back to Justine Kish.
Kish said that her knee will require another rebuild as a result of the injury, which Kish said she has attempted to rehabilitate since UFC on Fox 27 through unsuccessful progressive healing therapies. She said, quote, in other words, my ACL, MCL, and PCL faces another revision. While I am physically damaged and emotionally dented, my spirit and resolve are stronger than ever. Kish is no stranger to the operating table. She is a former Tough 20 contestant. Kish has suffered several knee injuries throughout her MMA career, including a setback sustained while filming Tough 20 that sidelined her for 2 years prior to her 2016 UFC debut.
All right, Justine Kish with the surgery. By the way, I see in the chat, Abdel Labak, I'm probably saying that wrong, but UFC 230, Jones versus DC 3, Gus 2, or Stiopich. Well, the answer, we're going to be talking about that more in depth in a couple of minutes as we open up the phone lines after the news. But I say Gus, and Jesse's on the Gus train as well, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we're going for. We think Gus 2, Jones Gus 2, which is a fight that I've wanted to see for a while anyway. No matter what we put at Jones, right? Anything's going to be a good fight. Anything is going to be a good fight. I'm fascinated by it. Yeah, Jon Jones, he cheated. Yeah, I mean, you know, he could be a piece of shit here and there. You know, he ran over a pregnant lady or something, hit and run. You know, he's made his mistakes, and I'm not justifying his mistakes, but I selfishly am happy for the ratings. So welcome back, Jon Jones. All right, Jesse, what else do we have in the news?
Henry Cejudo is reunited with his lost UFC championship belt. After 8 days apart from his beloved UFC flyweight championship belt...
super chat.
Super chat! John Hamill.
Kish the girl who shat her pants on TV?
Yeah, she shit herself. She did. And if you want to know more about her shitting herself, we'll go back into our playlist, MMA Superstars. We actually talk about her shitting her pants, and we had people call up and talk to her about shitting her pants. Very good sport. All right, let's talk about the midget.
After 8 days apart from his beloved UFC flyweight championship belt, Henry Cejudo has finally reunited with his favorite 12 pounds of gold. Cejudo took to his Instagram to share the heartfelt moment. From Moscow to New York, I finally got my big daddy, said Cejudo in a video before cradling his title. He said, quote, don't you ever leave my side again. You hear me. The newly crowned 125-pound king previously lost his belt along with the rest of his luggage during his flight to Russia last week for UFC Moscow. This, oddly enough, marked the second time Cejudo has lost gold, as his Olympic 2008 medal was claimed by the California wildfires last year. He said, quote, luckily the UFC took me on a shopping spree. Unfortunately, my belt is in my luggage, so now on top of my gold medal, now it's my belt. I don't know what it is about gold. I can't keep it.
Shout out to Henry Cejudo, who dethroned Mighty Mouse. Here's the video on Instagram. I don't know if you saw this, but you're going to see it right now. Follow Henry Cejudo. It's Henry_Cejudo. Funny video, and it's just bizarre. You never know what bag you're going to be handling, because in this bag, there's something a little extra special.
Make sure the belt's in there.
Lollipop kids.
Big fan, man. Big fan.
Yeah, did you see the fight?
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm just hoping this belt's in here. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let me open this thing up.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
From Moscow to New York. And I finally got my big daddy.
My big daddy.
Don't you ever leave my sight again. You hear me? You hear me?
There you go, man.
How cute.
I missed you. I missed her. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
No problem, bro.
There you go. Henry Cejudo. Yeah, his luggage was lost, and there he is with his belt. His do you think that when he has sex, he gets completely naked and wraps the belt around his waist, and his ball sack is hanging down from underneath?
Yes.
You do?
Mm-hmm. I would.
Yeah. Do you think his wife or his girlfriend, I'm not sure if he's married, do you think that he's like, hey, honey, go put the belt on, take everything off, and dick me down?
Yeah. Any girl would get turned on by that.
Is it like when I come to bed with the goddamn celebrity trophy and
no,
I'm like, Jesse?
that's a little different. If you had a belt around your waist, it'd be way different. I'd jump on top of you in a second. Because it's different. What are you going to do with the trophy? If you have a belt around your waist, it's like, this is a specimen.
It's like a
If you
threesome.
have a trophy in your hand, it's like,
It's like a threesome, though.
Not really.
A gold
Put
band?
a belt around your waist. Then
All
you
right.
become the pure specimen of a ladies' man.
What else do we have in the news? Check it out on themmaholes.com.
Chris Cyborg says Amanda Nunes is a traitor. Let teammate Colby Covington call Brazilians filthy animals.
Whoa.
The champ versus champ super fight between Chris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes at UFC 232 at the end of the year is a high-stakes affair. Cyborg is putting her featherweight title on the line, and according to many, this fight will determine...
Yeah, she's a fucking traitor. She's complete traitor. You know what I'm saying? Amanda Nunes is traitor, and I'm going to knock the Michael Jackson lookalike out.
Oh, my God. Chris Cyborg, welcome to the show.
Yes, that's right, Jesse. I am going to knock out Amanda Nunes and bring her back to Neverland Ranch.
No. What?
That's right. Michael Jackson's going to get it. She's going to eat my fist as I fuck her up. She's traitor.
Jesse, you have anything to say to Chris Cyborg?
Nah.
Yes, all right, Jesse. That's right, because I'd knock you to Neverland, too.
Mm-hmm.
With the little children and Amanda Nunes. Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, what else we got going on with this?
Cyborg is putting her featherweight title on the line, and according to many, this fight will determine who should carry the honor of greatest female fighter of all time. But for Cyborg, this fight is more than that. It's a fight for the honor of her home country. In recent past, Nunes' American top team teammate Colby Covington has repeatedly insulted the nation of Brazil, including calling Brazilian fans, quote, filthy animals. Last year at UFC Sao Paulo, as a native Brazilian, Cyborg has taken umbrage with Covington's comments and believes that Nunes, also a native Brazilian, is a traitor for continuing to train alongside Covington. She said, quote, creonte is a Brazilian word that means traitor. I think it's embarrassing that the UFC made Amanda the first female Brazilian champion, and instead of representing Brazil when she fights, she calls herself American Top Team. She disrespects Brazilian MMA fans every time she walks into the cage as part of American Top Team. This is the same gym as Colby Covington. He disrespects Brazil so badly that the UFC was worried they didn't have enough security to keep him safe and had to move his fight against RDA to the USA instead of Brazil. Yet Nunes goes into the gym every day to train alongside Colby Covington and even shares the same coaches. Where I'm from in Brazil, this would never happen. Imagine Chael Sonnen walking into a shoot box and training with Vanderlei Silva, Anderson Silva, or any of the coaches. Do you think they would have let him train after all the things he said about Brazil? No. They would have defended Brazil's honor. Amanda doesn't have that same respect for Brazil. Cyborg went on to repeat her stance on Twitter, saying that despite her American citizenship, she will never stop being Brazilian and will not tolerate the level of disrespect from a teammate. Nunes' betrayal appears to have struck a chord with Cyborg, who went on to explain that the reason she was so reluctant to fight Nunes when Nunes was calling her out last year was that she wanted the Brazilian champions to stick together. But Cyborg says now that she realizes that Nunes doesn't have any loyalty to her country, Cyborg is planning on teaching her a lesson inside the cage.
Yeah, she's going to teach her a big lesson. I'm telling you, Amanda Nunes is tough. You know, she had a fantastic run up to get the belt. How about knocking out Ronda Rousey, putting her in her place, the Shevchenko fights. You know, she had a tough run, Nunes. So, you know, listen, as much as we joke around over here, respect to Amanda Nunes. But Cyborg, she's another level of striker. She's another level of athlete when it comes to the women's fighters. And at 145, I don't see anyone beating Chris Cyborg. We just saw her on UFC Tonight, and she hit the bag and almost cracked 900 on the bag or some shit like that. It's a woman doing this. Like, I mean, she has retard strength. It's ridiculous. So as much as we joke around about Chris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes, much respect to both of them, but Chris Cyborg is just on another level. There's no way that Chris Cyborg is going to lose the fight against Amanda Nunes. She's already looking on to the next things. So let me know in the chat what you guys think. By the way, if you're just jumping in, before we went live, Jon Jones is cleared. And the press conference is tomorrow at 5 p.m. We're going to be live for that, reacting to it. I saw in the chat people are like, hey, why aren't you going to Times Square? Well, there's a couple of reasons. We don't know how the reception is going to be for that. We have plans. We do have plans for UFC 229. I do want to invade the city for that. But tomorrow, I don't know if we're going to do that. I think we're going to hang in the studio and do a live reaction to it while we have the audio playing. So you can listen and react with us together for the UFC 229 press conference. If you like audio, right? If you like listening to podcasts, we are on iTunes and on Podbean as well. So go check us out on iTunes and Podbean. Shoot us a follow, download the stuff for free over there, and you can listen to the audio version of the show. If you want to interrupt the show, link in the description, and you can drop in a donation and play a song. You can come on Ronda Rousey. You can slap Chris Cyborg. You can make out with Laura Sanko, or you can slap that super chat as well. Jesse, what else do we have in the news?
Well, to sum up the entire main topic of tonight's show, starting with Jon Jones and ending with Jon Jones, I do have, if you want to refresh, I have the official article, or one of the official articles that I will read. I'll read part of the thing that sort of sums up what Usada said. Well, right. we pretty much know, but it's that one right there. Nope.
I was just on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think you said to refresh.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Jon Jones is given a 15-month suspension after arbitration in the Usada case. Anybody just tuning in or who has not yet heard, Jon Jones might get the chance to headline a huge card in his home state after all.
He will.
The former UFC light heavyweight champion and one of the greatest to ever step in the octagon was given a 15-month suspension in his Usada case by an arbitrator following his failed drug test for a steroid metabolite, multiple sources told Courtesy MMA Fighting. The suspension is retroactive to when the sample was collected, July 28, 2017, and Jones will be eligible to fight again October 28th. An official announcement from Usada with a full arbitrator decision came later Wednesday night. The arbitrator's decision means Jones would be eligible to fight at UFC 230 on November 3rd at New York's Madison Square Garden, a card that is currently without a main event. Jones is a New York native. Jones, his legal team, and Usada representatives met with the arbitrator Richard H. McLaurin last Saturday, per the release. Going into arbitration, Usada already determined there should be a reduction of 2 years and 6 months to a potential Jones suspension, quote, based on Jones's delivery of substantial assistance, the release stated. Jones was facing a 4-year ban because this was his second UFC anti-doping policy violation. McLaurin then reduced the suspension to 15 months based on Jones's degree of fault, which took into account that he had passed multiple out-of-competition drug tests leading up to UFC 214 before failing the in-competition test, the one he knew was coming. Jones was tested 8 times in 10 months around UFC 214 and failed just one test. Jones argued that he did not knowingly take a banned substance and had no idea how a steroid metabolite got in his system. Jones submitted more than a dozen dietary supplements to USADA and none came back contaminated. McLaurin is a highly regarded name in anti-doping and was on the independent panel commissioned by the World Anti-Doping Agency to investigate allegations of state-sponsored doping in Russia.
Super chat.
O.J. Simpson.
Rich black men with money are always innocent.
That's true.
Winking face.
That's true. I agree. I concur.
The USADA CEO, Travis Tigert, said in a statement, the independent arbitrator found that Jon Jones was not intentionally cheating in this case, and while we thought 18 months was the appropriate sanction given the other circumstances of the case, we respect the arbitrator's decision and believe that justice was served. This case is another strong reminder that athletes need to be extremely cautious about the products and supplements they use to ensure that they are free of prohibited substances. Per the decision document, the substantial assistance is in reference to the Article 10611 in the UFC anti-doping policy, which has to do with a fighter helping USADA or other anti-doping organization with discovering and bringing forward an anti-doping policy violation by another person or something else that results in a criminal or disciplinary body discovering or bringing forward a criminal offense. So Jones is back.
Jones is back. Jon Jones, and he's going to fight UFC 230. No doubt about it. Psst. 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 Yeah. Hey, Jizzy.
Yes.
You listen to me? You listen to me right now? I'm sorry, but my mouth is not. Psst. 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 John, is that you? Anyone got some coke? Jizzy, you got some coke?
Yeah, it's in my closet.
Would like to celebrate my return to the UFC?
Sure.
With some coke.
Yeah.
We're going to bump up on Daniel Cormier's ass.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get behind the wheel.
Yeah.
And then we're going to run over pregnant women. Oh, my God. That's fucking terrible. That is absolutely terrible, Jon Jones. I mean, you made the mistake once before. And now you're going to do it again? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to take DC's belt at light heavyweight. At heavyweight, I'm going to do some coke off his ass. And I'm going to run over pregnant women. You dig? Jesse.
Yeah.
You dig?
Hmm.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, let's see what the chat has to say.
Steve Johnson says invisible rules are for poor people to follow. Mirrorday83 says JBJ wasn't tested for over 11 months and just by a chance developed retard strength for one-punch knockout. Coco Bus says Kane versus DC. Skullcrackers 187. Probably true. Jon Jones turned snitch. Isaiah Moore. God is cocaine. Drunk Savage says Jones wants to sandblast JBH. Ann H says yes he will. Brian Voyager. Moss, why can't you put your real lips in there when you do that? Steve Johnson says fuck you Isaiah Moore. God is heroin. And laughing in the chat. Two Joints says sup Brian, Steve, and love the MMA holes. Michael Chapman says Jesse, it's amazing to see your uncle and you have such a great show together. Michael Chapman, we know who you are. Roberto Hernandez says Kane versus Jon Jones. Jones gets fucked up. Sean Hart says you dig you funny fook Moss LOL. K-Dub says I didn't know Jon Jones sounded like Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames.
Thank you.
Yeah, he does. He sounds just like him.
Fact says LOL and H. Sunny D says MMA Holes is the best. Roberto says ah ha 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 ha. Isaiah. LOL Steve Johnson.
Yes.
Cocaine is overrated.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live on a Wednesday night and we are going strong tonight for 2 swole sexy hours. Jon Jones is back. Conor McGregor. Khabib press conference is tomorrow. Is there anything else in the news, JBH?
Nothing else in the news.
So you know what that means, motherfuckers. We have 104 people watching. This is how this is going to work. We have Tough on over here. No one really cares, but the Whitaker Gastelum thing is going on in the background. I'll keep an eye on what's going on over there. But we need to talk. We need to hear the voices of the people. We need to listen to the 100 people watching right now. See your thoughts, hear your thoughts, read your thoughts inside this cell phone. What do you think about Jon Jones' return? Now that it's sunk into your head, Jesse, what do you think? Like, have you turned? Are you a little more excited now that we can see a little Jon Jones action? Be honest, Jesse. I know you don't like the guy, but let's be honest.
I don't like the guy. But as the show goes on, I'm kind of...
Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. Hold that thought. Kid Yamamoto. We didn't even bring that up with his passing. Rest in peace. Yeah. Died of cancer, which I believe he's my age. He's like, Jesus, 41 years old. Legend of the sport. And it was really nice to see the on Instagram, everyone basically giving their respect to the guy that just lost his life to cancer. I mean, cancer takes too many people. This guy is a legend, and he will always be remembered by the MMA community. So rest in peace to the kid over there. I do want to touch base on one thing over here, too, on Instagram. Go to Instagram, Jon Bones Jones on IG. Check this out. There he is with his arms out in the air like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And what does Jon Jones say on Instagram?
He said, quote, "It's difficult to express myself at this moment, but I can definitely say my heart is filled with gratitude and appreciation. I want to thank all of you who have stood by me during the toughest stretch of my life. It has meant the world to me and always will. But now it is time to shift the focus front and center to the road ahead. Greatness is what I'm chasing, and the path to reclaiming my throne is now officially open. Comeback season begins now."
Man, oh man. All right, so here's the question. How much do you think the UFC paid off Usada for this? How did this happen? Like, I'm not surprised that it happened, but how much money was thrown under the table to Usada? I mean, now I think it's fair to say that it's corrupt.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt. 100%. Are you kidding?
15 months.
How many fighters have they busted who just magically happened to go to Bellator because, they were kicked out of the UFC, but they're not kicked out of fighting?
Coco Butt loves your MMA Holes t-shirt. I hope you enjoy it. Get them on the MMAholes.com. Rest in peace. 10 more likes. Rest in peace. And all the other MMA Holes shirts. Check this out over here. I'm going to show you. Go to the MMAholes.com and get yourself some fucking swag, motherfuckers. Because you don't want to walk around with a gay Reebok shirt, right? You don't want to walk around with that. You want to walk around like a goddamn celebrity with your MMA Holes shirt. We have multiple shirts over there. You can check it out. Sweaters, t-shirts, tank tops. We have a whole bunch of stuff. Bros Before Dagestan. We have that shirt. We have all the belts. We have towels, cell phones, mugs. We got everything on this goddamn store. So go check it out on the MMAholes.com and show them that you are wonderful, wonderful. A whole bunch of swag over there. And yeah, look at my balls. All right. So the question is now, Fabricio Verdum gets nailed. And what does he get? 2 years? You were watching Tough. You were watching Tough. Now, Kelvin Gastelum has a man with hooks in.
He just got his black belt.
Okay.
Kelvin Gastelum just got his black belt.
Kelvin Gastelum got his black belt on Tough. There we go. Breaking news. Okay, look at that. That's pretty cool. We've been seeing a lot of that lately, huh? First Tyron Woodley, now Kelvin Gastelum. Congratulations, Kelvin, for your black belt. All right, so what do you think about this? Fabricio Verdum, I think he got 2 years.
I don't mark my words on that because you always say I make things up. I'll look it up for you.
Well, listen, I know everything. It's 2 years. I'm just going to go with it. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, regardless of the time,
2 years.
Why does Fabricio Verdum get that? Jon Jones gets popped twice, right?
No, they originally were going to give Jones a 4-year suspension, but they said, and it said it in the article, they said that...
I fell asleep. I'm sorry.
They said that because Jones had tested, he was totally fine for all of the out-of-competition drug tests leading up to 214, and that he knew that the in-competition drug test was going to happen, and it just happened to pop negative. Those were all factors that they took into account.
Or positive.
Also during his suspension, he was taking drug tests that all popped negative. So he's fine.
Oh, so he because he was clean during his suspension.
He was clean during his suspension, and he was clean for all of the out-of-competition drug tests leading up to 214. He knew the 214 in-competition drug test was going to happen, and it just happened to pop positive. But because he knew it was going to happen, he had no valid reason to want to pop positive on that. He knew it was going to happen, so it must have been a mistake, is what they're saying.
Well, yeah, but it's still, even if it's a mistake, like you can make a mistake and shoot somebody, right?
True.
Right? And that's a mistake.
I've made that mistake.
You could take someone's life.
Yeah.
Right?
I've done it.
So, well, hold on a second. So, because it was a mistake, they're like, we're just going to let you come back 15 months.
No, because, no, it's not, they're not just going to be like, slap on the wrist. Just don't do it next time. No, they're taking into account all of the tests that he's taken up to 214 and after 214 when he was busted, and they're using those to say, he never popped positive on any of those tests. This just happened to be one he popped positive on. It looks like a valid thing. He didn't know that it was in a supplement. It was tainted. He took it, but what can you do if you didn't know? That's what they're saying. They're saying he didn't know because he knew that the test was coming up. The in-competition test was coming up for 214. Since he knew it, there's no reason he would just purposely take it.
But it's his second offense. Now, I know he was off for 15 months. It's his second offense, and the minimum penalty is 4 years. That's the minimum penalty. How the fuck did he bypass that? I understand what you're saying with him being clean while he was suspended and clean on the way to his fight versus Cormier, right? But he still got caught, right? He still got in trouble. So this damn loophole is super. It's a fishy hole.
The whole thing is I mean, it's not. It's pretty obvious that something or someone was bought in this situation. There's no way that this guy just gets put on another pass. There's no fucking way.
It's bizarre. This guy has 9 lives, Jon Jones. And there's a part of me that wants him back. Of course, I'm excited to see Jon Jones back because of our ratings. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. The guy, and he's arguably the greatest of all time. I mean, clean, if there is no blemishes on his record when it comes to steroids, the guy is the GOAT, right? Jon Jones is the best. So, there is a fascinating part of watching Jon Jones fight.
Oh, super chat.
Man, it's just so fishy. OJ.
Chris, stop hating on black men with money.
OJ, cut it out, OJ. OJ making the MMA horror talk. Thank you very much for your wonderful, wonderful donations. That's right. We even take donations from serial killers here on the MMA Holes. Thank you so much. Keep it going because we're going to be going to 11. And here's the deal. Let's open up some phone lines, Jesse.
Okay.
Let's see what the chat room has to say. I want to know 2 things.
I want to know.
Jon Jones.
What you're thinking.
Returning to the UFC.
Tell me what's on your mind.
The press conference tomorrow.
Oh,
let's hear it. Oh, Shan Wood dropping to 10.
Give Tyron and Colby the main event at 230 and do DC and the Junkie at 232.
All right, so Shan Wood, thank you for the donation.
What was that? Tyron and Colby main event at 230 and DC Jones at 232?
Listen, Shan, they're both going to be on the card. In fact, there's going to be 3.
No, I mean, Shan Wood, it's a good prediction, but why put Tyron and Colby on 230 when Woodley just
fought?
He'd
rather see that fight because Colby Covington.
Wouldn't you rather see Jones since he just came back? You'd rather see him faster?
Well, that just happened, and Colby Covington has been calling for a Madison Square Garden. So
but Woodley won't fight Covington. Or Woodley has words for Covington.
That's going to be on the card. It's going to be on the card. Gary, mark my words. Woodley.
I would say put Woodley Covington on 232. Jones, but not DC wouldn't go on 230.
I hate to break it to everybody, but a lot of people say that Madison Square Garden yearly is going to become the crown jewel for the UFC. We've seen it before with 3 title fights, UFC 217. Mark my fucking words. I'm mystical, for God's sakes. Do not doubt me. There are going to be 3 fights, big fights. Now, I don't know if Jones is going to be an interim belt. Shevchenko, Jędrzejczyk, Woodley Covington, and Jon Jones. I'm going to say Gustafsson. I'm going to go with that. But Jon Jones. There's going to be 3. I'm telling you right now. You doubted me. Everyone has doubted me. Everyone has doubted me. But I'm going to show you the mysticalness. Right, Jesse? I'm going to show you the mysticalness. Yeah. Now, when you call in, I want to know, all right? I want to know what you think. I want to know who is going to be on UFC 230? When's Jon Jones going to fight? When's Colby Covington going to fight? JJ versus Shevchenko at 125. When is that going to happen? Who's going to fight on 230, 132? Oh, does Cyborg beat Nunes? I want to know all that stuff. We're going to open up the phone lines in a second, but we have a super chat coming in.
Super
OJ,
chat.
the killer.
Felony Bennett, if you're watching, call the show.
Okay.
Felony, where are you at, Felony? All right, actually, that would be awesome. If Felony called in right now, that would be awesome.
Jon Jones?
Felony Charles Bennett. That is a voice of reason right there.
Yeah.
Now it's time to open up the phone lines. We have 40 minutes left in the show. If you want to interrupt it, you could do it on Super Chat, or you could play a dopey song in the description. Hey, Conor's fighting tomorrow. Feed the man steak. Here we go. 516-522-0267. Get in on the lines right now. TGIW, motherfuckers, because it is a fabulous Wednesday night. Some people are upset. Some people aren't happy about Jon Jones being back, and I don't blame you. Shit, we got to hang up on this because we got a super chat. Remember what I said? If you want to interrupt the goddamn show, well, Stephen McWilliams is like, fuck it. I'm going to interrupt the show. So I had to hang up on that caller, Jesse. See what happens there? Super chat. Stephen.
Can't wait to see the look on Cormier's face when Jones kick connects again.
I tell you what.
All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You know what?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I am a Cormier fan. I've been a Cormier fan for a while. He's one of my favorites. Him, Derek Lewis, Conor McGregor. Those are my 3. That's my big 3 right there. 2 BBCs and 1 white. And Jon Jones versus Cormier. Yeah, they go at it again. It doesn't look good. The only thing I could say is if they fight at heavyweight, even Jon Jones said this, at heavyweight, Cormier is a different animal. It's more his natural weight. He's going to have more power. He's very fast at heavyweight. Jon Jones says he's going to be more dangerous at heavyweight.
Yeah.
That is a fascinating fight for me. The second Jon Jones fight, the one that got scrapped, right? That fight over there was a close fight until the head kick. It was going to be a very close fight. So I tell you what, I think the third's going to be close, especially if it happens right off of his suspension. We've seen Jon Jones off his suspension. He doesn't look that good. Now and later.
Back working on 8-pack, getting Super Sage ripped flexed biceps.
Wow, going a full-blown Super Sage. Thank you, now and later. Hope you get swole and sexy. All right, phone lines are back open. Sorry I had to hang up, but listen, money talks, phone calls walk. All right, 516-522-0267. Get your comments heard inside the chat as well. We're taking calls. 832 live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Hola, this is Greg.
Who is this? Greg?
This is Greg.
What's up, Greg?
Greg Odin Blaze.
No,
I'm jealous of Kobe.
Okay.
And I'm a fan.
That was horrible.
What did he say?
He said he was Greg Odin Blaze, but he did it like from 22 Jump Street, the Channing Tatum. My name is Jeff. He said, my name is Greg. And he said something about
Greg, if you're going to call and be funny, make sure that we can understand you.
Well, there's a reason why he's very, trolly in the chat, because he doesn't know how to make a phone call, apparently. All right, here we go. Unknown caller, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
What's going on, guys? My name is Jimi Manuwa, and I'm ready for the fight in 3 days.
Oh, my God. Jimi Manuwa, live on the MMA Holes. I mean, what happened here?
Terminator.
You're not on the card anymore. What happened?
Wait, I'm not. Jimmy's not on the card?
Yeah, wait, I don't know. We had your vagina was on the show earlier, and now you're on the phone. Maybe you could clear this up.
What do you mean, vagina?
Well, your vagina was on the show.
Jimi Manuwa was on the show?
Well, Jimi Manuwa's vagina was on the show.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't me. I'm not a vagina, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm ready for the fight. What are your predictions for the fight?
I predict that you're probably not going to show up. Thank you for the call. 516-522. Jimi Manuwa
I don't think Jimi Manuwa knows that he's no longer on the card.
I don't think Jimi Manuwa can get into a bar. I have a feeling he has a fake ID.
He sounds maybe. What are you guessing? 12? 11?
All right. Oh my God, the phone lines are off the motherfucking hook. You are live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what is on your minds?
Hello.
All right, get out of here. You are live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what is on your minds?
Hi, my name is fucking. Alright, so Jon Jones versus Gustafsson 230, Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega 231.
Okay.
Shevchenko, whatever the fucking last name is. Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Alright, have a good day.
Thank you.
What did he say?
I don't know. He said Jon Jones Gustafsson was 230. He said
Shevchenko 231.
No, Ortega versus Holloway
231.
And then 232 was Cyborg and Shevchenko.
No, Cyborg Nunes.
I mean Nunes. I apologize. No, I don't. Fuck you. But thank you for the call. All right, any predictions? Get in on the lines.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Here we go.
773, we're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and where are you from?
Okay, so the talk of the town is still in the combat sports world is still GGG versus Canelo. And as soon as I heard the judges' names, I knew it was going to be a problem. You got Glenn Feldman, Steve Weisfeld. Then I looked up who's the president of HBO, Richard Plepler. Then I looked up who Max Kellerman was. And you could guess who all these people were from, the same tribe. Mm-hmm. So I knew they were going to rob them. They were going to give the decision to the cash cow, the Mexican cash cow, the Mexican who brings in a lot of the big pay-per-view buys.
So let me ask you a question. What does this have to do with Jon Jones?
Man, that's the old Jon Jones. He's a steroid cheat. I don't want to talk about Jon Jones.
All right. So you're saying that Triple G was robbed, right?
Yep, he was robbed for money. It was boxing corruption.
Are you going to watch the trilogy?
No, I'm not going to watch it.
No.
Unless it's in like Kazakhstan or somewhere in Europe, I won't watch it.
And who do you have in that fight?
I know they're going to rob him again, just like they did the first and second fight.
Okay, and speaking of Kazakhstan, who do you have, Khabib or Conor?
I'm pulling for Conor, but I think I think Khabib takes it.
All right, thanks for the call. That's Kevin from Chicago jumping in. Let's keep the phone lines open. We're going to take him the whole rest of the show. We have 30.
Why are we still talking about Triple G Canelo? It's over. Just stop talking about it already. There was a huge thing on it. Just move on.
Breaking.
We're talking about Jon Jones is fucking coming back to the UFC, and you want to talk about Triple G Canelo? Come on.
All right, Jesse, you ready? Here we go.
818, you are live with the MMA Holes. What is on your mind?
Hello?
Hello? What's your name?
My name's Ray.
Hi, Ray. What's on your mind?
Oh, shit, I got on the air.
You are on the air.
I wanted to talk about the Jones DC 230. Is he going to fight or is he not going to fight thing? Okay. And how perfect it is either way storytelling. Because, like, if both of them win, if DC beats Brock, which everybody thinks is going to happen, if Jones beats Gus, if it happens at 230, even though Dana says it's not going to happen, but he always lies, like, then they fight, either one becomes the GOAT if Cormier wins, or Jones is champ, but they got a new champ. Other than, yeah. That's it.
All right, thanks for the call. What the fuck did you just say?
He's talking about Jon Jones. He said if DC fights Lesnar and wins, which is going to happen, and if Jones fights, what did he say, Gustafsson?
Okay. He lost me for a second. I heard the noise in the background. I got distracted.
I think you just tuned out.
I think I zoned out. All right, so explain what he said. So what did he say?
That's what I zoned out.
Right, someone explain what he said. What did that caller say? Anyway, 20 likes.
Can I?
Yeah?
Before we do 20 likes, I just want to give like a very quick snap piece of advice to callers. We love to hear what you guys have to say, but if you just go on, then we tune out. We just zone out.
No, it's not even that. It's just
I do. I don't know about Mystic Moss, but I do. I'll zone
babble.
out.
All right. Anyway, we babble too here, but you're not allowed to do that on the phone. So we're gonna take the phone calls in a second. 20 likes.
20 likes. 20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes. 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes. 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
Thank you for everyone joining us tonight. We have a swole, sexy show tonight. Jon Jones is back. The press conference is tomorrow. We will be live for the press conference tomorrow. We will be streaming it. We'll put the audio on here. We'll do a live reaction. It's going to be fireworks. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you know when we're live. We're going to be reacting to the fights in Sao Paulo. I think we're going to get into more of that this Friday. I'm going to touch on it before the show is over. But we will talk about the Brazil card. But that's just a little fluff, because we have a lot of stuff to talk about over here. Jon Jones has returned, opening up the phone lines with a half an hour left of wonderful, wonderful show over here. Thank you for joining us. 516-522-0267. What do we have going on in the chat, Jesse?
Fax is JBH versus JBJ UFC 232. I love you more, Ann. Says 2 joints.
2 joints. All right, 215 live with the MMA Holes. What is your name? What is on your minds?
Hey guys, how you doing? Want to talk about Jon Jones returning?
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah. So my theory on it is pretty much, so Jon Jones will fight Gustafsson, and if DC and Brock falls through, which I think there's a really big chance of that happening, you know, the whole 6 months of Brock not taking his special deer meat might just get to him, and he'll probably say fuck it and go back to the WWE. If that falls through, that fight, then it'll be Jones versus DC at heavyweight.
All right.
That's what I'm predicting.
Okay, thank you. There we go.
I can see that happening much faster or a higher chance of that happening than DC Lesnar.
I turned off the TV. No more.
Why? I'm paying attention.
I know. Okay, go ahead. Finish your thought, but I know. Go ahead.
I said I could see that happening with a higher chance than DC Lesnar.
Do you see that happening? Higher chance?
Yeah.
Really?
Did you even hear what
Brock
the caller
Lesnar?
said?
Yeah, he is nowhere to be found right now. And Jon Jones.
I think he's right about Lesnar. I think Lesnar, he's gonna be off the juice for sure. But what's gonna happen is he's not gonna want to just ploy himself back into the UFC not juiced up. He's gonna feel it. His body's gonna start taking a toll. He's gonna start feeling it in his body, and he's gonna be like, "Fuck this." There's no fucking way I'm going back and fighting heavyweight. No fucking way, especially to the double champ. Nah, it's not going to happen. I see DC. I see Jones Gustafsson and then Jones DC heavyweight.
Jones Gustafsson, Jones DC at heavyweight. Sounds right. Yeah, DC's probably going to be taking a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
He on UFC Tonight, he looks like he has no interest in fighting anytime soon until next year. So DC takes a little bit of a break. He's got 2 belts. He's probably going to have to vacate one of them. Unless he stays active. I mean, that's the only reason why they would give an interim belt for UFC 230. Because the UFC can be like, hey, listen, man, you got 2 belts. Jon Jones is coming back.
Yeah.
We might have to at least do an interim strap for 230. Or you come back. And I don't know if DC's coming back. Jones Gustafsson seems like the fight to make. There is Stipe lurking. No one's talking about Stipe. We haven't heard any rumblings coming from the Stipe camp. Right? We don't know what's going on with Stipe. Rumble Johnson, who was in a picture with Jon Jones, he could just come out of nowhere and fight Jon Jones. Yeah. You know, at heavyweight. That could happen too. Let's take some more calls. Let me know what you think. 516-522-0267. 13,900 subscribers of the MMA Holes. What do we have in that chat room?
DC is the most rigged champ of all time in the UFC history. Jessie has really been on point today. She's acknowledged everything and broke it down proper. Thank you, Sean Hart. Skullcracker says...
Wow, we got a lot here. 218 live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your minds?
Isaiah, what's up?
Isaiah, well,
you sound so down, Isaiah.
Well, that's because he has a headless picture behind me over here. What's going on?
I just want to talk a little about Jon Jones. I think negligence is the perfect excuse for anybody to use. It creates a gray area that, you know, will be forgotten because when something's not official, people just tend to forget about it, and he'll get off, and nobody'll think anything of it, and so fuck Jon Jones.
Do you think that Jon Jones is going to get in trouble again?
Do I think he's going to get in trouble again?
Yeah.
I think he'll probably cheat again. I don't know if he'll get caught.
Okay.
I have no clue what to think of that guy, but if he does, they'll come up with some more bullshit excuse for him, and they probably won't even test him fully or something. They'll let him get through a loophole and not even get to that point where they come up with some bullshit, storyline or whatever it is.
Do you need a hug?
I always need a hug, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to have Jesse. Hold on. She's going to give you a hug right now. Hold on a second. Jesse, give Isaiah a hug. There you go. Okay. Jesse's giving Isaiah. Isaiah, there's a virtual hug coming your way. Do you want the chat room to give you a hug now?
No.
Okay. I don't blame you.
No, thanks.
All right. Thanks for the call. So, Jon Jones, you can tell.
He sounds a little depressed.
He doesn't like, he's watching
very
the show.
happy about Jon Jones coming back to the UFC.
Well, this show does that to people. It depresses people. In the chat, give Isaiah a hug for God's sakes. The poor guy. He's upset. He's upset Jon Jones is back, and, some people are going to be mad. I know Sean McKenzie. Sean, if you're watching, I'm sure you're fucking lighting everything on fire right now. I know a lot of people don't like Jon Jones, and rightfully so, right? The guy has gotten himself into a lot of trouble. The question is, do you think he's going to stay clean? Do you think Jon Jones is going to be able to stay away from the partying, stay away from the tainted supplements?
Negative.
Yes? No. Okay. So Jesse's going no. A hard no on that. We're going to keep the phone lines going. Keep calling. We enjoyed this. 516-522-0267. Get in on the MMA holes. We're going to be live tomorrow. We're going to be live Friday. We're going to be live Saturday. We have a second channel called Not the MMA Holes. Link in the description. We're trying to get that thing to a G. 1G. 1K.
1K?
1K? Well, not a grand. Yeah, 1K.
Yeah.
1K subscribers on that channel.
Kevin Coast is killing it.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, we get it. You like Jesse.
I like Kevin.
You are live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what is on your mind?
How's it going, guys? It's Shan Wood.
Hey, Shan. Hey, what's up, Shan Wood? Hey, I got to give him an extra A there.
Oh, wait, Shan Wood, before you start, I just want to ask you, so you said Woodley Covington 230, Jones DC 232?
I think that'd work out perfectly.
Can I hear your thoughts on that, on why you think so?
Well, the card on 230 stacked, right? If you want to put in two title fights, you got Woodley at the top with Colby. They can sell that, and then 232 is open, and give DC some time to get ready for the junkie, and he can kick his ass at 232.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it makes more sense to give Jon Jones time to come back, to give him time to prep.
No, hold on a second. They're not going to give him time to prep.
But that's
they
what he's
paid
saying,
a lot of money to get this guy off that suspension.
You really think so?
Oh, yes. The UFC dropped a shitload of money to fucking get Usada, to get him on that card. So, yeah, there is no doubt in my mind.
I mean, here's my thing. I don't buy Gustafsson and Jon Jones headlighting 230. I mean, that's a great fight. Everybody would tune in, but it had to be for an interim. It has to be for an interim belt.
Here's the thing. I don't think it has to headline the fight. I don't think it has to headline it because, honestly, I think there's going to be another title in there. In fact, I think there's going to be two more. So I don't know if it's going to exactly headline it. And like you said, if it does headline, it's got to be an interim. You're 100% correct about that because they're not going to have him versus Gus or Rumble, for a non-belt be the headlining fight. That's not how pay-per-views work, right? So yeah, it would have to be.
You got JJ versus Shevchenko, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have JJ Shevchenko and I have Woodley Covington. I have a feeling Woodley Covington might be the fucking main event.
Right. So why do you have to throw Jon Jones on that on top of it?
Thank you. Thank you.
You don't have to. But the reason why they're going to do it is they're going to duplicate a 217. That is my logic there. I think they're going to put a mega 1-2 punch, 219, 229, 229, 230, a 1-2 punch that ends this year up. Yes, you have 231 and 232, but I think they want to make some bucks. Another reason is you have to put asses in the seats at MSG, and the tickets.
Two title fights wouldn't do that?
Well, MSG, they had 3 the last time.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And it was packed.
Yeah, and GSP was on the card. They had 3 title fights, including GSP. Think about that. Let that rattle around your head. Shanwood, any more points before we let you go?
Well, I just think that they can do it without Jon Jones at 230 and push it back to 232. DC and the junkie at heavyweight at 232. That's a great end of year card. Another big bang, another big buck for the UFC.
All right, thanks, Shamwood. So Shamwood, and he makes good points.
We have a caller that actually made complete sense.
He makes very good points. Here's the thing. If you look at it, yes, spread it out, right?
Yeah.
We have three more. We have 229, we have 230, 231, 232.
That would make sense to me.
Wait, hold on. 229.
You have to remember this.
230 is
let me just
November,
put this
right?
in your head just for a second. And I could be wrong. It's just a prediction. But let me just put this in your head. I get where you're coming from.
Hold on a second. Real
What?
quick. Hold that thought. Remember that. When is UFC Toronto? Is that 232?
That's 230. That's a good question.
And who did Shamwood want on 232?
I think it's 230.
So Shamwood wants the Canada fight. That's what he wants.
231.
231.
Yeah.
All right. So what did he say? What fight goes on 231? What did Shan say?
He said Jones, Gustafson 231, Woodley, Covington 230.
And Shamwood's from Canada. Now here's the thing. Canada's great, right? But the UFC, think about what the UFC does in Canada. They're not going to put Jon Jones in Canada. It's not going to happen.
Why?
Because Jon Jones is a New York guy.
So
they're going to put him in New York. They're going to do that. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, either it's him, she's Polish, but she comes over to New York. How many times has she fought in New York, right? So she's going to be on the card. Guaranteed. Toronto, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate thing. Let's look at 231.
Can I just make my point real quick about your 3 title fights?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you said 3 title fights puts asses in the seats, and it makes perfect sense. This is exactly what they did for 217. They had Rose Namajunas, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Bisping GSP, and Dillashaw Garbrandt, right? So it makes perfect sense. But you have to remember, they have to put asses in the seats for the cards of the rest of the year, following up until the end of 2018. If they put all of these good fights on one card, and it does make sense, but if they put all these fights on one card, what are they going to use to really put asses in the seats for the rest of the cards? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, the UFC doesn't make sense, but what makes sense with the UFC is money, right?
Exactly, but it's not, is it really going to help the other cards?
It doesn't matter to the UFC about helping other cards. They want to end the year strong with their 1-2 punch, 229, 230. We've seen it happen
217 was not the end of the year, and they did that.
Think about this. Cyborg versus Holly Holm.
220 was the end of the year. 221.
Cyborg versus Holly Holm was the last fight. Was it last year? When was Cyborg Holly Holm? When was that shit? I think that was the end of last year, if I'm not mistaken. The card was dog shit. We got shit ratings on it, and they didn't give 2 fucks about that card. They've done it. They've mailed it in before on cards. So I don't know. I'm telling you, I got to stick with my gut here.
219. Now, so that was the end of last year.
Yeah, it was shit. It was a dog shit card, and it was Cyborg versus Holly Holm. It was shit. I think Mighty Mouse was on that card as well, right? Oh, no. Edson Barboza was on versus Khabib.
And Dan Hooker.
That was a good fight. But was it Casey, Dan Hooker?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, I mean, yeah, you got Khabib on it, but, I mean, I don't know. All right, hold on. 231. Let's look at what we got over here. Now, yeah, they're loading up with Canadians. You do need them. Hold on a second. You do need...
They have Gedalia on there.
Hold on a second. You do need... They don't have a main event here. Interesting. 231. Who was targeted for 231 though? There was someone targeted for 231. Was it? Oh wait, wasn't like Max Holloway versus? I think it was Max Holloway versus Ortega. Wasn't that targeted for 231?
Yes, that's correct.
Max Holloway versus Ortega will be your main event here.
Okay, so who's the co-main?
I don't know.
My point is they have these matches for each card leading up to the end of the year, but they still have co-mains lost to fill,
Hold on.
And they still have tickets to sell.
Shan Wood come in with the donation and debunks everything we said. I'm never fact checking with you.
232. Sorry, listen. Don't do that because I listen.
Love you guys, but I said 0 about 231.
232.
I just believe you.
No,
like,
don't do the whole I don't fact check because I listen, but sorry I got a number wrong. Like,
yeah, well, it's a big number because all right. So Shan, we apologize. All right, so now
Something
that throws everything out the window.
230, Jon Jones, Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley, and then Jon Jones for 232.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to 232. So now 231.
Is it 232? Wait, don't take my.
Yeah, it's gotta be 232.
I could be wrong. So wait for Shan Wood to clarify.
No, it's gotta be 232. It has to be 232. So let's move over to 232. Now 231. Wait, 232 has Cyborg versus Nunes. right? So we're not seeing Jon Jones over there. Max Holloway versus Ortega 231. Yeah, even thinking about it even more, it's going to be on MSG. Jon Jones has been cleared by USADA, and I do believe it's going to be at MSG. 516-522-0267. 16 more minutes in the show. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's Wang Chung tonight. 90 likes. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Right over there.
Can I just... Tominator, you said, I can't believe Jimi Manuwa isn't fighting, man. It was on my 18th birthday. I'm more upset than Isaiah. Tominator, we discussed this on Monday, that Jimi Manuwa wasn't fighting. Where have you been, Tominator?
Yeah, he's fucking with you, Jesse.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 773 live with the MMA holes. What's your name? What's on your minds?
All right, I'm with you on the, I think Usada paid... They got Jones back. They did some shady shit to get Jones back.
No.
Yep.
No.
But what I'm saying is, Jan Blachowicz, he's been putting in work. I think he's won like 4 fights in a row. John's been on a 2-year steroid suspension. And you're just going to come back and get a main event at Madison Square Garden? I don't think so. I think that's bullshit. I think he needs to win a fight against a high name, earn himself back into a title fight, into a main event spot. I think it should be like Jan Blachowicz versus the winner of Gustafsson versus Uzdemir. Or no, Gustafsson... No, Uzdemir versus Smith. It should be Blachowicz versus Uzdemir versus Smith for an interim title fight. I think that's what it should be.
As the main event for 230?
Yep.
Wow. All right.
Jan Blachowicz.
Thanks for the call. Oh, I just hung up on him. Jan
Blachowicz versus the...
Volkanos.
versus the winner of Ozdemir versus Smith. Is that what he said? For the headline of 230.
What's in the air tonight? What is going on? All right, let's take some more calls. 516-522-0267. Come on, guys. Stop it. You know, what are we doing? I fucking love it. I love the calls tonight. I love the dysfunction on the show tonight. It's fantastic. Keep calling in. 516-522-0267. Now, listen, Jan Blachowicz, the guy's fucking super impressive. I mean, the guy deserves what he gets. The guy's on a nice little winning streak over here. He's 22-7-0, and his winning streak is 4 in a row. Check this out. Performance of the night, fight of the night, skip, performance of the night, 4 in a row. Very, very impressive. All right. 215 live with the MMA holes. What's your name and what is on your mind?
Hey, it's the potted plant. Chris, you need to feed me. All right, take me in the bathroom.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, potted plant, for the call. Right over there.
The fuck?
It's the potted plant. There you go. Sean McKenzie goes, who's got the bracelet?
Davey the Butcher.
Who's got the bracelet?
Yeah, remember? He bought a bracelet.
We just sent out to Shan Wood and Dave the Butcher.
Yeah, he
so
said...
I don't know, one of them,
I
guess? I don't fucking know.
He said we pick who gets the bracelet.
Oh, is that what it was?
Davey the Butcher.
Yeah, Dave the Butcher from Canada, and we sent to Shan Wood. No, not Shan Wood. No, Sean Hart. Sorry. Sean Hart. Sean Hart got it as well. Australia. Cool $16 in shipping. But yeah, you got your bracelet.
Why would you do that?
It's ridiculous.
You
better wear that fucking bracelet.
Spending on shipping to their...
It's ridiculous. Could you believe it? I mean, listen, we're sending it to Australia, so god damn it, this show's so expensive to run. That's why we take donations. Appreciate the donations.
Yeah, but that $20 wristband donation, Sean, that just paid for shipping.
Right out the window. Anyway, yeah, I hope you wear your wristband proud. How many people in the chat have themselves an MMA Holes wristband over here? Hit me with the ones in the chat. It's not a bracelet, by the way. Bracelets are for... All right. Let's get some more calls over here. 1047. We're still going strong here on the MMA Holes TGIW, motherfuckers. Jon Jones is back. Give us a call, 516-522-0267, and tell me what you think about Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor. Tomorrow, we'll be reacting to the press conference. Jesse, what's in the chat?
One. Laughing in the chat from Steve Johnson. Tominator says, I finger myself with my MMA hole bracelet. Stalio2 says, this show will never end. Doug McGuire says, 1. Greg on Blaze, hot. I didn't read it. NH, 1. Tominator, I'm not fucking with you. I probably didn't say the whole show to hear about the Jimmy fight. NH says, 1. Second sight, not me. Wristbands are gay. Cocoa Butt, I have an MMA Holes t-shirt. Steve Johnson, I never got my wristband. Chris, you Jewed me.
Where's your address? Send your address. TheMMAHoles.com.
Skullcracker says, nope, I don't buy bracelets. Powerful Staley says, 2 joints. Can I get an MMA hole cock ring? Says Staley02. 2 joints says powerful. Who got the MMA holes tattoo? Says Post Reloaded. Neither of us. We both should.
What
Joe Sanchez says,
what are you talking about, Jesse? It's right there.
No, he's talking about the gold tattoo. You're wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, I gotta get the wonderful. I gotta do that. You know what? Maybe we should just go to a shitty tattoo shop because the guy I go for tattoos, he's really good. This guy is very good, but he's a huge waiting list. Maybe we should just go to a shit shop. I'm going to
start going live on my channel. I'm going to run on a treadmill. I'm going to pull a page
Hold on a second. Talk to the people. Hold on. You're just randomly just spitting out shit. Hold on.
No, it's in regards to this. It's in regards to
look into
tattoos.
the camera. Speak to them.
I am going to start running every time I go to the gym. I'm going to go live on my channel. So make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/JessieBellHill. And I'm going to go live and build donations. You guys can talk to me while I'm running on a treadmill, like Chris Cyborg does. And whatever money I get will go to the tattoos.
Oh, potted plant.
Mike Perry.
Look out. It's a wristband donation.
Platinum Gold.
Yes.
Wristband. Wristband. Wristband.
Mike Perry.
Wristband. Wristband. Wristbands. Wristband.
Oh my God!
Don't mess with Mike Perry.
Don't mess with Mike Perry. Don't mess with Mike Perry.
Mike Perry, platinum gold. Wristband. Mess with Mike Perry. Wristband. Mess with Mike Perry. Wristband. Mess with Mike Perry. Wristband.
Platinum gold.
Wristband. Mess with Mike Perry. Wristband. Mess with Mike Perry. Wristband. Mess with Mike Perry. Wristband. Platinum gold. Wristband. Mess with Mike Perry. Wristband. Mess with Mike Perry. Wristband. Mess with Mike Perry.
Mike Perry. Platinum gold. Holy shit, the Mike Perry wristband donation.
Can you feed me some jizz in a Mike Perry wristband? Thanks, potted plant.
Well, there we go. We have to send potted plant a wristband now. Thank you for the Mike Perry wristband donation. Link in the description if you want to get yourself a wonderful, wonderful wristband. And let's go potted plant. Make sure, potted plant, you send us your address. Yeah. All right, Jesse, what do you think about that?
It's great.
You don't seem pumped up. I mean,
I'm always pumped.
Mike Perry's fighting Cowboy Cerrone, and we got the potted plant.
I'm always pumped for the wristbands.
Yeah. All right. So finish what you were saying over there, as you got rudely
interrupted.
interrupted.
No, I was just saying. No. It's not a huge thing. I was just gonna say, whatever money I make, I will put towards our tattoos.
All right. So you're saying this. Okay. So you're gonna jump on a treadmill. Now we've seen this before. Whoops. We're going in every wrong page. We've seen this on a friend's channel, The Fears Man, right? Fears Man 26. Make sure you go subscribe to The Fears Man 26.
I'm taking from Chris Cyborg because Chris Cyborg is stronger and better.
But The Fears Man
agile,
has done this before,
woman.
and you're ripping off his idea.
No, he ripped off Chris Cyborg.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna get on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna run on Jessie Bell Hill channel. Link in the description.
Yeah.
Right. Go subscribe to Jessie right now. I know most of you are already subscribed to Jessie, but when will you be doing your first run with the holes?
Well, we've been doing a lot of upper body strength workouts as of late. Right. I haven't been on the treadmill.
Powerful. Mm-hmm.
So next time I get on the treadmill, when I do cardio.
We need a date.
Well, I do cardio on specific days.
We need a date.
Well, I don't know when we're doing cardio. Tomorrow's leg day.
You can't make an announcement without a date. I'm going to put you on the spot. Hold on. The MMA holes want a date with JBH on a treadmill. When can we expect your first treadmill stream?
What are we doing tomorrow at the gym?
When can...
I will... I'm having a private conversation.
Why don't you just say tomorrow?
No, because I don't know if I'm getting on tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow at the gym? Legs and
Actually,
what?
No, wait, it'll be early tomorrow because of the press conference.
Yeah, so no, not
do
tomorrow.
it Friday.
Friday. Maybe. Don't take my word on it. I'm not giving you guys a specific date. Don't do that. Just let me figure it out when I get on the treadmill.
That was so anticlimactic. Give
Why?
him a date.
No.
Well, in the comments down below when this stream is done, let me know when you want JBH to hit the treadmill.
Thank you. That works. Vote.
Okay.
DNAs are stupid.
Let's open up the phone lines again. The MMA holes are taking calls right now. 516-522-0267. Jon Jones has returned tomorrow. The press conference. There's going to be no fans allowed, but the media will be there. It's not open to the public. Conor versus Khabib. Let's look on Instagram. I think Khabib's been mouthing off a little bit. Conor's been pumping his whiskey, and Khabib, let's see what we got going on over here on IG. Khabib. All right. Let's see. I thought he did something. I guess not. It's him and a black guy. Him walking at AKA. Islam videos. All right, this is fascinating. There was a video that I saw that I think maybe it was on Twitter. Let's look on Twitter. Okay. This is fascinating. Jesse, what's going on in the chat while I look and see what's going on with Khabib?
Your anticlimactic moss says Van Shipman. Cardio before and after says Steven Irons.
503 live with the MMA holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
It's the Knitter.
The Knitter. What up, Knitter?
Hi, Chris and Josie.
What's going on?
Just listening to you guys, sitting here watching you on the TV.
Why, thank you for doing that. TGIW would never be the same without the Knitter calling in. And Jon Jones is back in the UFC. And what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Well, he's a cheater.
Mm-hmm.
But I will watch him fight.
You will watch him fight. He is a cheater.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, are you going to be rooting for or against him?
I'll root against him.
Mm-hmm. Who do you want to see Jon Jones fight, and when do you want to see him fight?
I think Gustafsson, that'd be a good fight.
Gustafsson, Jones, part Due. Do you think he's going to be able to squeeze onto that UFC 230 card?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Jesse, what do you think about this?
I agree with you 100%, Ann H.
Look at that. The women are together tonight on the MMA Holes, 7% strong.
Yes.
How pumped are you for the press conference tomorrow?
I'm pretty pumped. That's going to be very exciting, I think. It's
Yeah,
going
it's gonna be good.
Interesting what's going to happen.
Will you be joining us tomorrow while we react?
What time is it going to be on here? My time.
Was it 3, I think?
Fact check.
Three,
Hold on.
4, 4, 5. No, maybe 2.
Hold on. Fact checking.
I think it's 2. Actually, it's 5 p.m. over here. NH time. We got to look at NH time. Well, it's 5 here, Jesse. So do the math.
2 o'clock here? Yeah, 2 o'clock.
two.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, that's not too early, not too late.
All right, then. What will you be wearing while we are watching the press conference together?
Gee. My MMA whole shirt. How about that? 7%.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Congratulations, NH. That was the correct answer.
Yes.
That is the correct answer. All right, so Ann, I'm going to play
get the
something over
wristband.
here. I'll keep you on the line, but on Khabib's Twitter, he played a little video over here. It's got some Russian writing, and it's got Conor McGregor, so I'm going to play this real quick. Okay. So, Ann, what do you think about that, Ann?
Gee, I think he's trying to say that Connor's a chicken.
Yeah, Khabib firing shots on Twitter over there. Does this make? Do you think
Connor's not a chicken.
How do you think Conor took this when he saw that?
I think he's going to get him at the press conference.
I can't wait for this thing. I cannot wait, Ann. All right, any last words to the MMA holes?
Shout out to all the MMA holes in the chat. All of you guys. Love you all.
All right, Ann. There we go. Ann H calling in. TGIW. Jesse, what did you think about that video?
It's great.
That's your boy, right? Khabib.
Yeah.
So he's talking shit. You're tired. You want to go to bed?
No.
All right, everyone in the chat, read Jesse a bedtime story as we have to wind this thing down. Thank you for everyone for jumping in. TGIW. It was a great time tonight. I really had a lot of fun. We had a lot of viewers tonight. It was good to see you, peeps. Make sure you give us a sub if you're new to this. Subscribe, because this is a traveling circus of ridiculousness and MMA, right? We sprinkle a little bit of MMA intertwined with ridiculous conversation, right?
Yeah.
That's right, Jesse.
100%.
93 likes over there. Let's get to 100 before we wind this shit show down. Much respect to everyone jumping in tonight. And we are on Podbean as well. Podbean and iTunes. That's where you can check us out. If you want to listen to the audio version, you better all be following us on Podbean and iTunes, completely free. And you can stick us in your eardrums.
Super chat.
OJ Simpson.
Most you all agitated and hung over this show? Da Fook.
Whoa, Jesus Christ. OJ is, he's He's going after me. Thank you, OJ, for the
You
donation.
all agitated and hung over the show. The fook.
Shout out to OJ Simpson, the Potted Plant, everyone for dropping in a donation because that keeps the show going and flowing. But if you're just jumping in, Jon Jones is back. So in the comments section, a couple of things I want you guys to talk about while this thing winds down. I want the conversation to keep going. Let me know what you think. Jon Jones, when will he fight? Who will he fight? That's what I want to know in the comment section. Make sure you check out our wonderful, wonderful website, themmaholes.com. We got merchandise over there. Merchandise. Check it out. Rest in peace, 10 more likes. I'm a goddamn celebrity. And all the shirts. The MMA Holes official shirt is on our website as well. If you want to watch the show from the website, you can do that as well. You click on the live section, and there it is. We are live on the website. Check it out. Website as well. If you want to watch the show from the website, you can do that. Look at that. It's great. There's also a bar over here where we have our podcast. So you can listen to the podcast while you're surfing through the website. So that's kind of cool, too. You can check us out. Audio version of the show. Thank you so much for jumping in. And it's been another wonderful Wednesday, Jesse. We've done it again.
Yes, sir.
Every time we just destroy it here on the
Every
interwebs.
time.
Right?
Every time.
Look into their eyes, Jesse.
Yes.
Look into their souls. Speak to the people.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole. Khabib time.